What are those days? What are those delightful fucking days? We're on our final episode, folks. One more chance for them to tell the right story. And frankly, even after bringing in an adult, a babysitter if you will, we're still stuck at the hospital. So, the last episode. Potentially the last episode we ever do. And because of that, we're going to play a little game. Every 30 minutes, I'm going to introduce a new enemy into the scene. The second I kill someone, I'll stop introducing enemies. If I can kill 3 people at once, I'll let one of them go to Vegas. And with that, let's bring in our cast.
He's planning on murdering us all. Ah!
Oh my god, we're all gonna die.
I feel like you've been watching our shows too much.
Inspiration. I'm gonna come from the person that knows what they're doing. This is no longer about telling a story. This is about punishment and disappointment.
Some punishment and retribution.
Retribution.
That's always been a fun retribution.
So, I'm not gonna start the timer yet. You guys give yourselves some moments to think of your plans. Get my phone. So, we're gonna play a nice little game. Something to really cleanse the palate and just prepare us. What do you guys remember? Alice, we're starting with you.
No!
Where are your notes?
Diana doesn't take notes.
I don't take notes of what happens during the... I just take important notes.
Are you saying the story wasn't... You know what? Fine. We're moving on. I'm disappointed in you. Thoroughly.
I take notes. I just don't take notes on story. That's Wendy.
Dustin,
I mean that in the
what do you remember?
nicest most compliment way.
I only take notes on him.
Notes.
You know what? Fuck it. You guys don't get notes. We're starting. There is a loud banging noise coming from under the hospital.
No, you can't. You have to
now.
catch up the viewers. Oh, you gotta catch up the viewers.
Viewers,
Brand new.
watch our VODs. Watch our VODs.
We released the tyrant from Resident Evil down in the basement.
I know what
And it's coming to kill us all. We need to grab some
vaguely
MRI
remember.
shit and get the hell out of here.
See, look, Dustin remembers. We had to climb over
This
bodies.
wasn't a group
I remember
project.
that.
This was not a group project.
You said
That's why
start
I'm
with
taking all the
Alice
credit.
Malice.
And I was going to end with Alice, too. All of that power to make any story you wanted. And you said this story wasn't important enough to take notes on.
Fine. Pinch is naked
To
again
be fair, I don't think she
downstairs.
meant it that way.
Why am I being punished?
Bitch, you're naked.
My own story.
You're downstairs.
Oh, sick.
Right now. Your clothes are at the top of the elevator on your way climbing out. Like your pants rip and the zipper just kind of like pops a little bit. You somehow fall out of your pants. You don't take any damage. You're just by the elevator shaft trying to climb up. You have no clothes on. That's the start of your turn. You hear this loud banging noise coming from the vault
Sorry, Matt.
that you and Sid were down
Give
by.
the audience what they want, right?
Yep.
When
Are you throwing your pants at me for a reason? Climb.
I'm climbing. I'm doing my best.
trying to be aerodynamic. What the hell? To give you guys a little bit of a reminder of what had happened, now that the shenanigans is done and I've had a moment to just accept that my story's not good enough. I know. The lights you guys had turned on after traveling around to the basement, killing some of the people down there, not opening the door. You even purged the tank, which is brilliant. So that thing's going to take a little while before it gets back up and comes after y'all. And Lucy was in the security room and turned the lights on as you guys were looking through the door into the room with the MRI machine. When the lights came on, you ended up seeing some bodies moving on the inside of it. This big pile of just bodies that have been stacked up against the glass. As the lights came on, their vision looked towards you, and they started shambling forward. Behind the bulletproof glass walls, you can actually see this big contraption on the left-hand side. Those of you with any medical experience or have worked in the military would recognize that as an MRI machine. Currently unpowered. What are you guys doing?
All right, so Sid, you said you needed the parts from the MRI. We brought up the cams in this room. We know there's one in here. However, there's also 2 revenants and one of those souped-up revenants in there.
The armored ones?
Yeah. So
Lead them out of
I'm
there. We
guessing
can't damage the MRI. We can't damage the machine. They're going to have to be fought in the hall or something.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming that as soon as we open this door, they're going to oblige us with coming out of that room. I say we open the door, wait for them to come to us, and head them on the way out. And then head on in there, get the parts you need from the MRI, and get the hell out of here.
Why don't we lead them towards one of the mounted guns? We can turn them on and off. I have the manual for it. As I'm climbing up looking at Finch's ass.
You're welcome.
One of those guys, one of the revenants, actually, I think, might have and Maul actually points to his shoulder armor that actually has the chip on it.
I have one as well.
Might have one of these. That means I won't shoot at it.
Wait,
You have one
wait.
too.
Who's fast? Who's fast out of you? Who's quick? Who can outrun him? Is this when we're climbing up to the last steps?
You'd already
we're
climbed
right
up because you had regrouped.
Oh, we're already out.
with
Okay,
everybody.
good.
You had already made it out.
So who's quick out of you? I am not that fast.
Athletics is what you guys would be looking at.
Yeah. Anyone got some points in athletics?
Pretty
Wow.
athletic. Not super athletic, but yeah. I know I'm good.
I'm okay.
I can get him to chase me. And probably best because the turrets won't shoot me. However,
So one
Oh,
I'm gonna need
right.
one
should take him
backup.
this way.
What was that?
Should we lead one this way, guys, and then somebody else, the rest of the team, sweep this way, so we can kind of like bypass?
Yeah, I peek my head out the door and I say, "Hey, we still have like at least 4 others of those things roaming around these halls. We saw that on the maps earlier as well. So keep your fucking voices down." And I pop back in.
Wait, there's more? I thought this place was cleared besides that room.
no, there's
Pop
another
ahead.
room on the west side.
Lucy,
has
are you still in
2
the
more of
security
them.
room?
God damn it. In the basement, we're screwed too.
I don't believe I've left yet.
Okay, then you would see this because you are still by the camera. As you start cycling through cameras, you're able to notice movement in each one of those rooms. Currently, you're the only one that can see them.
Can you ping the rooms again, Blake?
Can't see his
Down
faces
there.
at all.
Okay, so I don't think we should draw any more attention. I think we should open this door crack, the one that we're here. They're going to start coming out. If we open it up a little bit, let them try to open up the rest of the way, we can start smacking them and shooting them as they're trying to come through. That will limit
Hold
their
on.
numbers to being able to attack us one at a time. While all 4 of us, and I'm pointing to everyone here, hits the one in front. And then once we've gotten because I know there's 3 of them in here. We want to get that MRI machine and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, it's going to take time to take it apart. I need the pieces in good working order to make these lightning rods we need for the storm. I don't know. I don't know if getting these is worth the risk. If that thing from the basement gets out, we are screwed. It is huge. It is angry. While it may be partially melted, we don't know if it can heal itself. We don't know if it's strong enough to break the vault door. I mean, it could take hours to take this MRI apart.
I think we saw from the video surveillance cameras, it looked like it had some wounds that it was starting to heal.
GM, you said it's somewhere between 1 to 3 hours to dismantle the machine, right?
So normally, it depends on how many effective parts that you want to have. Doing it clean so you can get everything out, nothing's damaged, about 8 hours. Salvage points are going to decrease the amount of time. The more people working on it, the better it's going to be. If you're just trying to hack it up and take what you can, you could probably bust the casing off it, if everybody's helping with the magnets, start pulling stuff out, some of the parts aren't going to be usable. You might be able to bust that out in 3 or 4 hours with items.
You said
stored.
taking
So you
this
just wanna,
apart, we could probably make 3 rods, is what you were saying?
It's going to depend on your rolls, but yeah. Like, fully, to go with the original idea that you had, you need about 8 hours working on it.
Oh shit!
Poke my
Now,
head
you have
back.
8
salvage
hours.
points. You guys also have engineering stuff if you were taking it. And there's the
I
computer
actually,
stuff
I have
downstairs.
I actually have
that
some
you guys haven't
super
gotten yet.
engineering.
Dustin,
I do
Hold
too.
on, guys.
wait a second, buddy. There's also
I
the
need
computer that you guys had at the bottom that you needed for the satellite network, which is still downstairs in that vault,
Are you shitting me?
or not in the vault,
We
but
didn't
in the
grab-
that corner room. They saw it. You guys didn't.
I have a
They're
printout.
the only ones that were down
and I
there.
wave a printout.
We do have
Does have a printout.
Oh, the pamphlet from the front door? That's great. The welcoming
No,
table?
The map. It's
No,
a map.
no,
look,
no.
Look, we're all gonna die, and I point to the map.
There's a satellite machine downstairs, some form of Comtech area. We took the printout from it. Since the Malfini are coming, we also damaged the computer, so they can't use it if they come here behind us. Because there's no way you're getting it out of there. It's the entire damn room.
Okay.
Look, I
so
like
there's
the
no reason
idea
to
of
go
getting
back.
these lightning rods. I just don't think we have 8 hours to spare with that mutant downstairs. I think we're
We're gonna
risking.
be here soon.
All right.
How long do we have until the war party shows up where my group is? Do we have 8 hours to spare? Did we time it well enough?
Good call and check. You cut off the line with them before
Yeah, I
they had a
will.
chance to give you all the information.
I'm going
Been
to
here for
step
about
outside.
an hour and
do
a
it.
half. Okay.
Yeah, I'll step outside and
Fair
do
enough.
it, though. I don't want to do it in here in case somebody in the halls hears us. If you guys want to prep us to do the room, do that, but I will step out and calm so I'm not inside doing it. It also lets me look outside and see if there's anyone coming.
Well, we actually
Let's ping
know how
'em.
far away the Malfini are, right? From the printout.
We do.
We know
So-
exactly where everyone is.
You do.
I'm more
And
worried
they're
about my
they're-
raiding party.
All right. Well, we're only going in here for stuff that you might need.
Just give me
You
2
were coming here
minutes.
for satellite stuff, but we're probably not going to get that, so we're bouncing.
Just give me 2 minutes and I'll have an answer.
All
for you.
yours.
So I'm going to go out and call the squad going after them in the storm and ask them how much time we have.
Looks like they're going to be refueling in about 3 hours, but you know that doctor down here, Fracture,
Yeah.
his car doesn't have any windows on it. It looks like it's still running. We could get him going a lot quicker.
This car
It'd be
doesn't
tough.
have
He's got
windows.
nobody in his rig. There's no one in his rig. He just got out of it. We're about 100 yards away.
Could you steal it?
Could try.
How many people are there?
I mean, looks like looks like Legs is doing some work up on the pipes. They're fixing up one of the rigs that looks like it got damaged. That other party you sent out, I mean, we could hit him up right now. We could probably take off in the next 30 minutes. Try to steal.
How
the
far are
run.
we from them?
From the gap that you looked at before? They could basically stall them for about an hour, just getting them to chase them through the hills and everything. Up to the meeting place that you guys had decided. If you went straight there, you could get there in about an hour. So it's more, you tell them how much time you want them to take. The
And we
longer
could
it
dodge.
takes-
We could dodge the storm then.
You guys have time. You've got about 8 hours before the storm is going to start moving farther west.
Okay. I'm gonna lean my head back in. I'm like, listen, we have a possible change of plans. How good are you guys at driving a war rig?
I'm great at it.
Okay.
I
Is
can
anybody
drive-
else good at driving a war rig?
Nope.
Lucy and I can figure
Lucy
it
raise
out.
her hand.
So will I.
We
Is Lucy in the
have
room
a
with
rig.
us?
We have a rig sitting empty, no windows. They're refueling. We might be able to steal this instead of hitting them during the storm. It's an hour ride from here. Storm's in about 7 to 8 hours from now. I can have my team stall them till we get there if we just want to steal this thing.
Man, I'm
I'd
cool with
prefer to
that.
fight humans over revenants any day.
Exactly what I'm thinking.
I'd also prefer to fight humans over what the fuck that thing was down in the basement.
I'm in for this plan.
I'm gonna glance down the hall. GM, could we steal one of the turrets? Quickly?
Oh, yes.
Oh my god, mounted on the rig.
If you just wanted to pick it up and try to drag it out, you got to unbolt it from the floor. If you guys have engineering tools, you could probably
We
get
do.
it up.
I
and
do.
out within
We
do.
do.
probably looking at about an hour.
Two of us doing
separate
it, 30 minutes?
Yeah, you can bust it in 30 minutes if you guys both make engineering rolls.
Let's go. Let's see if we can take one of these and grab an ammo case, because there's so much ammo for him. I think we get the one... Oh, I think the one next to the door over here, because I really don't... I don't want to go over by the elevator where this thing might climb out.
Unfortunately, the one down the hallway, and he
This one?
Maul points down to the hallway down this way. That one's out of
When you're
ammo.
looking at it, you see
fucking
there's
hard.
actually a Revenant impaled on it. And it's like swinging at the motor. And you can see that it's sparking. And you hear the click, click, click like it's trying to fire around.
Then I guess we're taking
But
this
nothing
one,
comes
because there's
out.
only 3 of them, right?
There's 3 total, so there's 2 left.
Let's go grab
Both
this
by the
one.
elevator.
So I'll put a plate on, you put a plate on, everybody else kind of be on guard duty. Let's see if we can get this out of here fast.
Are you
Okay, so
doing
both
this
of us-
stealthily? Or are you trying to do it fast?
I think we're just getting it and bolting, right? Maybe someone should go get the rigs and pull them up so we can just bolt. I have a vehicle outside, I'll be good. Yeah.
Remember,
Look to
we've got
everybody.
here
two
Yeah.
more
for
of those
All the
souped
stuff
up
and we
revenants.
can't get any of it. What was the point?
We got a map. Isn't that what you guys wanted? Didn't you want to know
There's a
where
map.
everything was?
We need
need
supplies.
a
We need supplies. We wanted to fix
We
the
need
satellite.
those.
We came in here lefty-handed. We're leaving empty-handed. It's bullshit.
Well, we got a map. We know where everything is. We know where the movements are. We have more information than they do.
I thought we did get the satellites turned on. It was just a button, wasn't it? And we clicked it.
But we
Yeah,
need
but
Are you
a
Alright,
guys
the
sitting and
part.
telling them all the stuff you saw downstairs?
Yes.
Okay.
We can discuss it while we're getting
So-
ready to do this.
Alright. Stop the
All right.
timer so I can remind you guys kind of what's going on. So, as they're holding out the this printout to you, what you end up seeing is like the valley that you guys are all in. You can see there's weather patterns north of you over the mountains that look like they're traveling this southern direction. To the west, there's another storm that's moving farther out. And as you look at the little key that's on the bottom of the map, you can see where there's all these like little red dots, almost not quite heat signatures, but where there seems to be a significant amount of CO2 buildup. And as you're looking at it, you see that over at the oil rig, there's a high amount of it. Near Raven's Post, there's a pretty decent amount of it. But then up the area that you guys came up from Mexico, traveling up, you see that there is a massive signature that looks like it has been traveling north. And then just north of that, a few hours, as you're looking at it, you're peering and kind of look at the map. If anybody wants to roll an observation for me, you can.
Sure.
I think I already made one when I was downstairs, so somebody else
You did.
definitely.
Nah, nothing.
Success.
No successes.
1 success.
Okay. You look at it first, and the formation's a little bit weird. It doesn't really match what a war party would look like. Just because it's a little too sporadic. Alice, as you look at it with the additional success, you notice this is the pattern that the Malfini would use when moving when trying to pick up revenants to prep them to drop them into areas. And as you're
Like
looking more at
making
the
a
map,
wide
as you
net.
guys look at it, and as you're looking at it, you notice it looks like there's a scouting party that's about to move into the valley. And there's a bigger war party coming up.
Well, shit.
And it's about 5 or 6 times the size of any of the outposts out here. Like it's that whole red spot that you're seeing is a full. It looks like almost one of their cities is moving to travel up north. Like his whole congregation moving with him.
Okay. That's not good. It's not good at all. Well, everybody, if you're right about that, we need to do this really quick so we're not also fighting a bunch of these monsters.
Malfini.
I know I'm right. And that's what's going to happen.
No, we're leaving. No. If you want to go down there, if two of you want to go down there while we're pulling up this turret, you could risk it. But that monster down there, if it busts out, I'm not coming down to get you. You're dead.
Blake,
All right, Sid,
in
let's go
order
do
to
this.
go down, in order to go down there, how long would one take? First of all, that door to the monster, it's closed, right?
Correct.
The vault is currently shut. Yes.
And locked.
And when you were looking through the camera and cycling through stuff, you saw it almost stumble out of the case that it was in and then hit the ground. You saw it twitch a little bit. And then as you turned the camera off, you saw some of the burns and marks on it start recovering. Like it looked like it had less injuries than it had previously.
I don't think it's worth it. I was gonna make a run for it. I
Where?
don't think it's worth it.
Lucy,
It wouldn't
can
take
you
that much
turn on
time
the
to get down
security
there.
cameras.
No.
Turn on the security cameras and check out the thing down there, and turn off the turrets while Sid and I start disassembling them.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'll go back over to the thingy. I will first turn off the turrets, and then
Okay.
I'll take a peek at the security cameras downstairs to see this, to look at the state of the monster. The creature.
Still lying on the ground. It's not moving at all.
How's the skin
Awesome.
looking? Healed?
How's the what? The skin?
The skin. You said it was healing.
It doesn't look like fully sealed. It's like when you have like a second or third degree burn that's been around for about a year or two, where it's got this like it no longer has that moist sheen over it, but it just has like lost pigment. You can still see like steam and stuff rising from it. It's not moving. It is currently flat on the ground.
And when Sid came up, he and Pinch, you guys didn't get to look inside the satellite. No, you were inside the satellite.
We were in it. Mm-hmm. So if you're looking for something, we probably saw it. I just don't know what, as a character, I don't know what you're looking for.
So
She
when
just
they were
needs
down there-
parts that can help to fix the radio at Raven's Post. But Sid also
I have
mentioned that
Ravens.
he's spoken to the people at Raven Post, and that he's convinced most of them, if not all, to leave anyways.
All of them are leaving with Dr. Smiles right now, heading to my camp west of the mountains.
So then
So
It's
we're
empty.
good.
Okay.
What
Along
So
with the
this is
junkyard.
like-
There's no point in going down. Okay.
So we don't need any of
No
that
point
stuff.
then.
Here,
No.
I got on now. Lucy,
I have one more
I wanna
question.
Take my...
I have one more question. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I'll answer whatever I can.
Lucy's gonna remember looking for the words RVAC 088.
Yeah,
Can you just refresh her memory where that was?
sure. The basement
Fuck my life.
behind
I
the vault.
believe that's in the vault with the mutant, with the big beast.
Well,
the
we're not
big
getting
guy.
that.
It's in there with Hyde.
Uh,
Hey, Lucy, what I need you to
Okay.
do, I'm going to
Yeah.
hand Lucy one of the walkie that I have. I want you to keep an eye on the west side of the... There should be 2 souped-up revenants that we saw in one of those rooms. As soon as they start moving, I want you to click this so Sid can hear you, so we know to prepare to... that some revenants are coming after our ass when we're dismantling one of the guns.
all right, I can do that.
Keep an eye on them. Sid, come on, let's go.
Ready if you are. I have
So I want you
all
guys
my
to put yourselves on the map where you're going to be as you take this next like half hour pulling parts, getting all this disconnected.
I am currently on the overhead map, so you'll have to move me over.
Oh, okay.
I'll refresh just in case for you.
Everybody else can move your characters.
I'm good now.
Sockets, where are you? And Pinch?
I'm gonna go over with the 2 engineers and kind of watch their back.
Okay.
Wendy, were you staying in here, or were you gonna try to make a break downstairs?
I think I'm gonna let downstairs go. I think I'm gonna stay and keep my eyes on the security cam, so I can radio in updates if these super revenants with armors on.
I mean, we
move.
have some wounded. Did you get any medical supplies from any of these rooms while you were here?
Not in
And I
this
point
room.
to Pinch.
Covered in blood.
Oh. How's he doing? You okay?
Not well.
He's fine.
Okay. Let's see if I can find you a
As you're-
band-aid or something.
Lucy, because you've been cycling through cameras for a while, when you cycle over
Yeah.
to this room, you can see there's a couple surgery tables that are in there. You can also see that there's
Okay.
lockers that look untouched with medical supplies.
Yes.
Oh, you mean with the super fun friends?
Yep.
Oh.
Super fun friends.
Do you relay that to
Fun
me?
friends. I'm gonna lower my voice. Oh, wait, the pinch left, right? To go with the
I'm-
engineers.
yeah. I'm outside the door.
All right. Hey, Chad. Come look at this. And I'm going to point out that room where there would be some medical supplies. And I'm going to note also our super revenant friends are in there as well. But it might be worth going there if one of us gets hurt real bad. I mean, Finch wasn't looking so great. I didn't tell him that, but I don't want him to worry. You know how he gets.
No, I get it. Well, they're gonna start banging on one of those turrets. They're gonna start creating some noise. Maybe I can go down the back hallway and try to distract them and get them down here. And I pull out one of my hockey pucks and I'm just like, and maybe give them a little boom boom present before we leave.
I forgot you had those.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah,
Yes. All right.
so I'm gonna make my way out and down towards bottom this direction.
Are you being stealthy while you're moving up?
No, I'm gonna try to make some noise down here. So once I
Okay.
get down to this wall as well too, I'm just gonna like start. I'm gonna put my crossbow away and I'm gonna pull out my saw, and I'm just gonna like start banging on the wall as well too, creating
fuck.
noise down around this direction. Try
Okay.
to pull them this way.
Alice, where are you going?
I'm gonna stay by the door because the boys went to go work on the turret, and Lucy called him into the room. I didn't hear anything, so I'm by the door, just guarding the front door.
Okay. I think we're gonna have some initiative.
Are all these doors
so-
closed?
The one right
currently?
next to the bodies is currently open. That one is open. This one is closed. This one is closed. But the light
one
is
is closed?
on because you guys have powered everything. So the security locks have disengaged, but they are not opened. But with that, those of you working on the machine gun, go ahead and roll me your engineering. If you want to use salvage points, you can to decrease the time.
If we get momentum, that'll also do it if we make another success, correct?
You can use momentum to roll an additional dice for an additional success.
I will use one of my salvage points on this because we now have 3, right?
No, you have whatever you had left over from yesterday. We are not in a new scene.
Oh shit. Well then,
I have a natural
I only
engineer
got
though,
one
so I might
salvage.
be able to pull this off.
I have natural engineer as well, so I'll stick with that.
I got a 4, but I'm gonna re-roll the fail.
Oh sweet,
Matt, you're muted.
that's 2 successes.
That's all I'm saying. Fuck.
I mean, I was watching you talk.
Thank you.
I paid attention to
Appreciate
you.
it. While they're working on it, I'd like to kick over the manual from the previous episode to them in case they need it.
Sure, you can do that. Alice, you got
Was there a
two.
manual for the turrets?
Yeah.
As
Sweet,
you're-
threw it at me.
As you're taking it apart, you realize it's not so much that it's like difficult to remove. It's that this has been hardwired into the building so it can keep power the entire time. So with those 4 successes, you're going to be able to remove it without damaging it. Now it comes
got
down
3.
to how much time. You got 3, 5 successes. You guys are able to remove it. You have some choices though you're going to have to make. You can either remove it fully intact, which will keep the RAFD engaged. Total time to remove it's going to end up being 15 minutes. If you just want to try to cut the bracing and everything and pull it up and out, you can do it in about 10 minutes. It's going to make a lot of noise. So with that many successes, you get to choose.
I don't know
I'm
if we
gonna say
care
be a
about the
little
RFID.
quieter.
I'm pretty sure someone's just gonna man that fucker
Okay.
and shoot it. We're gonna rewire it and hotwire it to the battery on the vehicle that it gets mounted to. I don't see any reason to care about an RFID. I want it to shoot anything we pointed at. I don't know about you.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. All right, Adam. As you walk down the hall, make a noise. You turn the corner. This thing runs at you. You're gonna get one attack before it comes up to you. Not even right
That
here.
one should be dead.
That one is not dead.
If that was
That
the
one
one
was
that
sitting in
was
the hallways. There was 3 in that hallway. 2 of them had
Oh,
died.
fuck. Okay.
One of them is stuck on the gun right now, with the barrel stuck in it.
Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and spit a salvage point to give myself 2 automatic successes.
Okay, make your roll.
Roll. Hey, that is. Ooh, am I at a 2 or 1? My fire. It's at a 2. And then plus 2 additional successes for a total of 4 successes.
Okay. So you've got 3 additional successes. You can use those 3 dice for additional damage if you'd like. Or you can put them in the pool. It's up to you.
You said 3 additional. I'm gonna go ahead and use them because I'm gonna blast this fucking thing away.
Okay, roll your damage.
Hey. 8 damage, 3 effects. And
What's the
my
effects that
big-
you have?
Saw, I do believe it was armor piercing 1, and and it had one more thing on it too.
You got armor piercing 1 and then spread, I believe.
Spread. That was the other one. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, as you're firing at it, you see the bullets kind of rip through it, and it just starts tearing apart some of the armor that's like grafted on it, like some of this chitinous material that's like overgrown onto it. You see that as you shoot it and it hits part of the face, some of its skin actually sloughs off. And it's almost like you're seeing a face under another face. As you're looking at this and you're shooting it, it looks like it's got pieces of skin stitched to it. Almost like it was trying to dress itself. It's not dead. It is very injured. And you see it just whip around, its head over at you, just like viscera piling out of its gut spilling down onto the floor. You hurt it very badly. Did you want to use salvage point for additional action?
Yeah, let's get another shot in there. I'll use another salvage point for another shot.
Okay. It's within medium range, so you're going to need at least 2 successes to hit it, because it's within close.
No
I believe the
worries.
saw's medium range.
That is a 1
successes.
and an 8. So that
Roll
is
your
going to
damage.
be 3 successes.
Okay, roll your damage.
Cute.
Oh, alright. Don't like that one as much. 4 damage, 1 effect.
Cool. That only had 1 vigor left, so that takes it over. You see it as you're firing into it. Ends up hitting the body, and you cut down to the legs. It actually drops to the floor, no longer moving. As you stop firing, you hear this, like, screaming noise almost. And I need you to roll a discipline for me.
Do I hear it, Blake? By the door?
Yes, you definitely hear it. You hear it coming from actually in the MRI room and from down the hall and away.
That's a no. No successes, no fails.
Okay. I have a critical failure and no successes.
You are immune to this because
Great,
of your
that's good.
upbringing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Yep.
I got a 20.
I need you to. You still need to roll a resistance for me though.
I did.
Go ahead and roll one real
That
quick.
was.
Roll. Was it?
Roll another
you
one.
rolled a 20. Or no? Did you
I
get a?
rolled a
What'd you get on
20.
your roll? So
20
you're not
and
going to take the
12.
nerve damage. You
Okay.
almost instinctually reach into your pocket and feel for a syringe. The second you hear that
Okay.
noise, you instinctually grab it and reach for one. But if I remember correctly, you gave those
To sockets.
to somebody else. So while you're searching
Yep.
for it, you panic for a moment, and then you realize it's not there. Sockets, you take 3 nerve damage as you hear that noise.
I'm already out of nerve because I took max
You're out of
nerve
nerve?
damage the last time. Yeah.
Shit.
You're going to take 1 trauma. With that trauma, what's going to end up happening is your complication range is increased. Complication for you is now 18 to 20 for firing.
Got it.
For like shooting weapons or for coordination with driving.
All right, yeah, they scream and it just hurts my head, and I just scream back too. I'm like, come get it, you filthy fuckers!
Alice, you're the next player in the run. What are you doing as you hear this scream?
I panic. I look for my nitro. Am I still in the trance of wanting nitro, or can I fight that off?
You come out of it. You come out of it. You're reaching for it and it's not there. Because you rolled a complication, if it would have been there, you would have taken it and taken a hit right away. But you don't have any on you because you gave it to somebody else.
Oh my god. Okay, as soon as I hear Socket screaming, I floor it down the hall to go help him.
Okay. If you want to use your full action, you'll get right next to him.
Yes, please.
All right, Lucy, you're seeing all these things move. I believe you're the last
Yep.
one that gets to have an action before I get to go.
If
are
I
you doing? Are you
see
staying
what's
in the room?
happening, not
you
if
can
I
see these
see
things all
on the
moving.
security camera. Well, what I was gonna say is, if I see what's on the camera, what's happened to Socket, I would have booked it toward him.
Okay. You would have seen that on the camera.
Yeah, I'm booking it. As far as I can
All
get
right.
to him.
So you can get to about right... Are you going over the bodies or are you going the other way?
The bodies are dead, right? They're...
It's a pile of
I'll go
corpses
through
by
it.
the door.
Yeah, I remember.
Cool. Go ahead and
I remember
roll
that. I'll go
a
through it.
resistance for... Actually, roll discipline for me.
Discipline. Okay. One success.
Since you're going fast. Alright, give me 1 second. Because there's special rules for this that are super helpful. Alright, so on one success, we're going to put a little... Are you able to access your little character?
Sure, yeah.
So if you hit this thing, on the red, we're going to put 1.
Uh-huh.
And then just save it.
Okay.
So, as of right now, as you kind of get out, you're covered in viscera.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you know so far. When you're handling your weapon, you feel it's a little bit harder to handle. Complication range is currently at a 19.
Okay.
So if you roll a 19 or a 20, you're going to have a complication. My guys are going to go. This one is dead.
I'm also
thing
gonna click
rushes
my walkie-talkie just so I can signal the guys that
Okay.
these super revenants are moving.
At the gunshots going off, this one's going to run right up to you. This one's going to run up to you as well.
Blake, I could have
Yes.
sworn that we had fought the nurse zombie that was in here that was jumped by one of this area was the first area that we had encountered one of the super revenants. And what is it? Sockets made that amazing Legolas shot with his bow and arrow
You're right.
in this room.
Well, this one is dead.
And we had also killed that zombie and one of the revenants. One of the super revenants, the one that Sockets just killed, I think. So technically,
Okay.
he would have just killed this one that just came around the corner.
Would have been the last one?
I mean,
Yeah.
I can fight more. That's
No. No, that's fine. That's fine. I will burn my Fallout.
And they're now coming from me.
And you can
Nope,
you
none of
can
them are
add
coming for
2
you.
minutes.
I can add 2 minutes. Make a roll for that. All right. As you make a right, Lucy, you're going to get an additional choice here. As you turn right, you see this guy from hearing all the gunshots push off of the gun.
he's dead. He's dead too.
And you see, he's not
Oh, yeah,
dead.
I
He's
hit him.
on the. Did you shoot him in the head? Oh
shot him in
God!
the
You
head,
killed
baby.
everything I have. Whatever.
I told you,
No,
I'm
fine.
a badass with
See?
a bow
Fuck
and
it.
arrow.
Fuck it. I'm burning my 3 Fallout that I have from the last episode. Fuck you guys. Lucy, you
Frustrated
hear
Fallout
the glass
spending?
shatter. Yes, frustrated Fallout spreading. I was so panicked trying to get everything put together today, and I fucked my own game. You hear the glass shatter behind you as you see these things rushing down the hall behind you. This one gets up to here. with those gunshots. We're going to roll their strength. None of you are by there, and you can't see the door directly, so you don't know what's happening. All right, players, you're up.
Sockets, you right? You're like just screaming.
No.
Is there
fine.
a?
No, I don't see another one, but I keep making noise, you sons of bitches!
They're just gonna keep screaming that awful scream. You don't want to do that.
Well, I mean, I don't see any more coming this way, and that other room, it's like there's a whole bunch of shit in the doorway too, right? We don't see any other ones climb out?
Nope.
Alright. I'll be like, alright, I'll start heading back around this direction. And then I just
before
see,
he goes, before you go, I'm gonna grab your arm and swing you around and go, whatever you do, if I come after you for nitro, do not give it to me. You hear me?
What nitro?
It's an Adam joke. Okay. Yeah.
And I just look at her like, I got your back. And I turn, and do I see that one that's almost on Lucy?
Yeah.
And I just
I'll
shout,
follow.
Lucy, get your ass down!
As a reaction, can I duck?
You can drop prone for free if you'd like. You're going to have to get back up on your next turn, which will burn your minor action. If you want to drop prone, you're more than welcome to. It'll decrease the difficulty of his shot. And I'll also take a fallout for using the reaction.
Absolutely not.
Oh, come on.
I don't duck.
Just quack.
I just hang on.
She
I
does-
crack
all
at
right.
the zombie.
So I'll
your
just step
butt.
right to the side, and I'm going to carefully aim right next to her, so then I can take a shot at that one.
Okay, you'll need 2 successes.
9 and an 8 underneath my
9 and 8.
10.
Roll your damage. This is just a little baby zombie. It's easy.
Oh, and it's probably dead because that is 8 points of damage plus 2 effects. 3 2s and 2 6s, baby.
Yeah, it only has 5 vigor, so that would be 2 immediate harm. Great. Exciting. Exciting. This one's dead! Alright, you're against the wall. So, Alice, what are you doing? You just had a conversation, you standing by the door? What's up?
I would have been following Sockets around the corner, see that he killed it, just kind of nod at Sockets, and then, oh, do we see that one moving that you're moving?
It's still
If
there.
moved
I
around
put
the
it
corner?
back. It was my bad.
Is
Lucy
he
would see
alive
it.
right-
She can actually see it.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
I can't see
The third
it.
one that was
Okay.
in the room.
But we can't see it back here, or can we?
Roll an observation for
Can
me.
I?
Minor action.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead. Observation.
Ooh, okay. 9 and a 12. One success.
You see
I,
it, like, as it busts through the window, you see it drop down on all fours, and it, like, springboards itself onto the wall, and you see its long, just claws dig into the wall as it's prepping to launch itself down the hallway.
Okay, I go, Lucy, watch out! And I point to where it's at, and
Okay.
then that'll be my turn. The next turn I'll react.
You have a standard action that you can use. If you want to brace and hold the action, you can.
Let me brace and hold because she's up there already.
What's your plan? Where are you going to fire on it? What are you doing?
If
What's triggering the action? Which, if she clears, you're going to attack? What are you thinking?
if she clears and attacks and he gets knocked back, I'm gonna launch myself forward and take my knife out and try to jam it into its brain.
Okay. As it's prepped right there. The three of you putting away the getting the machine put together. You guys have rolled the successes necessary for it. Now it's just taking time. As you're kind of popping everything up, you see the other one that's on the other side. You're actually able to get through this pretty quick, and you're almost to the point where you can remove the wires and have something that you're not going to have to try to solder and fix later on. You see the other turret, and you can see that there's no power stuff going into the wall. You can see that it actually had a car battery mounted to it, and it looks like it's fully attacked and on rollers on the other side of the elevator.
Nice.
You see a chain attaching it to the wall.
Would you fellas want me to go and grab that? I can go grab that right now if you want.
While we're finishing on this one, if you want to grab that one, Pinch, go ahead.
Sounds great. I'll go off on my own.
Be careful of what's down the hallway, though.
I'll do my best.
I know you're not good at this, but try your hardest. Be
I'll
quiet.
try my hardest. All right, I'm going to try to sneak over there and see if I can wheel it over. And hook it and wheel it over.
As you get over to it, just make an engineering or an observation check for me.
Okay. I have a nat 1. Nat 1. The other one was a failure, but nat 1.
For observation or engineering?
Let's do engineering. No, let's do observation because that'll give me an extra point, so that'd be 3. Yeah, okay.
Cool. As you're like looking at it, you see that there's like this big heavy chain that's kind of attached to it, and it's actually hooked to the side of it. And you're like jiggling with the lock trying to pop it off, and then you look around the other side and you just see the other the chain has just been wrapped around a chair a bunch of times with no lock put on the end.
Does the
Like it looks like it's just been wrapped. Huh?
Does the chair
it looks like
have
the
wheels?
chain is just wrapped around the chair without actually being bolted onto it. So you start pulling on the chain, and it just starts sliding the device over as you start moving this forward. It's heavy. It's hard to do by yourself because it's a little bit awkward, but you're able to start pushing it.
Put my back into it.
Okay, you get it out to about right there.
Yep.
You guys are finishing up on yours. I'm gonna go. As you're coming back across, Pinch, you see. Ooh. I rolled a critical success. This door shatters. And you see this guy rush out and this one behind him.
Shit.
This one immediately bolts down the hall and out of vision. You guys can't see him because there's nobody in the room with the camera. This one starts bolting that way. This one's going to launch itself over at you, Lucy.
I make you roll at disadvantage because I'm very intimidating to look at.
Lucy, what are you doing? It's almost at you. It's not able to attack yet.
Can I simultaneously kind of back up towards my piece and shoot at it?
You didn't go prone, so yeah, just minor action, run back if you'd like, and then you can fire on it. What weapon are you firing with, and how close do you want to be?
I'm doing my close range, which is the pistol.
Okay, so you just want to be within 7 squares of it, if you don't want to make it harder for you to hit.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I
move
will.
to where you'd like to go.
Right about here.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's about 7. So, and then I'll shoot.
Okay, roll your shot. Are you calling this shot, or are you just hitting whatever you hit?
I rolled one of my dice, and I kind of now. Do I have to re-roll if I say I called a shot?
You can roll the second dice. I'll give it to you. This is the easy part of the game.
I need 2 successes, 3 successes to call the shot.
2 successes to call the shot.
Or I won't call the shot. Wait. Yeah, I won't call the shot. I'm sorry. I only have 1 success, but I did roll a nat 1.
Okay, that'd be 2 successes if you were calling the shot.
Headshot then.
Okay, roll your damage.
That is 66. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. I get to re-roll. This is 6. And then I can re-roll one of them if I want to. Okay. Where's my score sheet? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage, 2 effects.
And you shot in the head, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You see the bullet travel forward. And as it's traveling right into the head, you see it actually pierce, and there's this loud metallic clang that you threw out the building. and you see just a big burn mark, and it looks like there's a big plate grafted into the whole side of its head. As you're looking at its body, you can see that its arm has got plate that's been like stitched into it. And you heard it. It is damaged. You can see that bullet is actually stuck into the plating. And the thing's head whips back, and there's a spark, but it's still looking at you, moving forward. Definitely injured.
Shit, I think I pissed it off. I think I pissed it off. And I'll try to... Do I have any more movement?
No. I mean, you would have... Here's your minor action.
Like 2 squares?
You can move like 2 more
Yeah, just,
squares.
like, 2
Would be
squares.
all that you'd be able to move.
Okay. I kind of just want to get, like, back here because I feel like these guys have their stuff out. I would have seen that as I ran toward them.
Okay.
So I just
Yeah.
I don't want to be in their shot.
Sure.
They're
To drop behind him.
fire.
All right.
Turn.
Let's go to Alice and Sockets. What are you guys doing?
Well, I see her move out of the way, and I'm just gonna open fire on it.
Okay. Roll your shot. Are you calling it, or are you just random hit?
I'm just random hitting. 2 hits. I got an 8 and a 4.
Perfect. Roll your d20 for it hits.
Ooh, yeah. Yep. That's oops, out of box. 3.
Okay. Right arm. Go ahead and roll your damage.
2, 4, 6 damage, 2 effects. Spread and armor piercing.
Ooh,
Oh
gross.
no, I'm sorry. That's a 5. 2, 4, 6, 7. My bad.
Gotta give you guys like tougher things to play with. As that bullet travels through, you see it hit the right arm and just shatter the arm off as it hits into the wall. And as its head slams forward as it stumbles, you see it push the bullet farther into the brain as it just collapses onto the ground as you hit it for that second harm. And it is dead. It is no longer a thing.
I'll just be like, we should probably get back into the room, look in the security cameras if any more of these fuckers are starting to come after us.
Maul,
Let's
Sid, you guys get the turret up off the ground.
Okay.
You see that door break open as this other thing is rushing forward towards you. And you see Pinch pushing the bigger one.
Can one person push this turret?
That one's not on wheels. You do have someone that is pretty strong with you currently. They'd be doing basically an athletics check for how far they can push it.
And it's coming
Question.
from which direction? Here or over here?
This turret is moving this way.
Oh, there's the monster. I just didn't see it. That's the monster there.
Oh, this guy right there, yeah.
Yeah.
I apologize.
I turn and say, grab it, and I'm gonna like run and slide to here and take a shot.
Okay. Mine are actually moving over, and then go ahead and roll your shot for me. Are you using close range weapon or medium range weapon?
Is there a difference?
There is. What gun are you using?
Well, what's the difference between short and medium? I don't know.
Close range is going to be 2 to 7 squares. Medium range is going to be 8 to 15. If you're shooting something that's outside of its range marker, it's an additional success to hit. The weapon itself will either be C or M.
I'll do close then.
Okay.
I'll draw the pistol and fire. 1 success, I believe. Oh no, I got a +3. A 10 and a 5. So I hit twice.
Cool. So that's what. Do you want to use the additional success for momentum, so you can do additional damage?
Yeah, I
Or do
think
you
I
want
do.
to save them
because
with-
it doesn't do that much damage.
So roll your d6 and then add an additional dice for the momentum for the additional success. Also roll me another d20 for where it hits.
I already did that. It's a 12.
12.
Yep,
All
which
right.
is
So
torso.
torso.
So I got 2 5s and 3 2s.
10 damage.
Okay.
Ooh.
And I'm like, move it, as I'm just like laying into this guy. Is there a way to shoot again if it's still standing?
It's. Yeah, if you want to burn a salvage point, you could use another salvage point to hit it again.
Done.
As you hit
Spending a
it, the
salvage
bullet
point.
hits it. Roll again.
A 1 and a 10.
Roll your damage.
And I hit it in a torso again. So is that an extra momentum, a 1 and a 10?
Yeah, it is. That'd be 2 extra momentum.
So 2 extra d6s then, right?
Yep.
So a 6, a 5, a 2, and a 1, and I'm going to re-roll this 4s because they don't do shit for me. I can re-roll one of them, and I re-rolled it into a 5. So 6, 6, 5, 5, 2, 4.
Have you ever guys seen somebody that's like really intoxicated trying to walk, and they trip and they like kind of fall, and they'll get back up really quickly, but their legs will give out? You fire this thing, and you see the bullet travel through, and it stumbles, and you actually see through the hole, like through all the viscera and the guts and everything, that it actually hits the spine. And as the thing lands on the ground, it gets back up, like it starts climbing itself back up, and the moment it's able to get its other leg up to try to lift itself, you shoot it again, the thing collapses onto the ground dead. Had 1 hit point before you did the second shot.
Thank God.
Thing is dead.
I'm out of salvage points, though, but I think that's worth it.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
And Maul's just going to kind of grab the turret and carry it on out. Now, I do have strong back, which gives my encumbrance +1.
So go ahead and roll your athletics as you move the device out.
Okay, I'm going to re-roll this one. 1 additional success for each additional success. Cool, sweetness. Cool, that is 2 successes.
Cool. You're able to pick it up. So you've got 2 options if you're just trying to leave the building. You either can go over the pile of bodies, because you guys are trying to move fast, you're going to have to roll resistance for it. It's also not going to get as far because you're carrying a heavy object. Or you can move out the front of the building to the other doorway that you saw up here. Which way are you going?
We're going. Well, I'm taking it back over. Over the.
You're going over the bodies?
Shit. I'm going to get here, and I'm going to be like, over the bodies or to the front door, as I yell to Sid. Sid.
Okay.
Where's your car?
Dude, where's your car?
Sid, where's your car? Is it at the front door or is it at the side door?
I'm parched. No, my car? No. Well, here's the thing. I'll call my group in. You can't fit on mine.
No, that's fine. I just want to know where I take the turret to.
We're putting it on one of your rigs.
Oh.
Remember, we got 2. We got the buggy and we got the armored car that Alice was able to drive.
When they asked this, Trash Daddy, can I walk out and pull mine out of the dirt?
If you want to run it, which way are you exiting out of the building?
I think we go out the front, right, everybody?
Yeah.
Are we done here? Is what I would ask. Are we done? Can we jet?
Done.
Yeah.
Do we have everyone?
I'm going to quickly put the turret down. Oh, listen, call Lucy and tell everyone to get to the front door.
Well, we're going to walk right by it.
You guys all feel the building shake. Like a heavy banging sound. The building starts shaking as our timer has hit 55 minutes.
Let's rock and
roll. Give you guys an extra 25. You hear this loud snapping noise, and this loud bang, the building starts moving. And you hear a roar. And it's muffled right now, but you can hear what almost sounds like a roar coming from the basement.
Shit, he's broken loose! We're leaving.
Yes, we are.
All right, move which way you're going.
Yeah.
Out the front.
Oh.
My vehicle's out
Yes.
front.
Okay.
So
Call Lucy and tell them that we're going to the front door.
Right, so you guys
I will.
Oh, that door. Never mind, we're going to that door.
Are you taking the turret with you? Group force. Everybody stop. 1 second. Are you taking the turret with you when you climb over the bodies?
Could 2 of us do it pretty easily?
If you're going over the bodies, it's going to be difficult. You can do it. It's just doing it quickly is going to be an issue.
I'm fine.
Going out the front door would be easier. There's nothing blocking.
That way. I'm going to say, whoever goes this way, tell them to meet us at the front door, and then Sid and I will take the turrets to the front door. What is it, Sid? Go tell them we're going to the front door. Pinch and I are going to the front door to carry the turrets.
So for positioning, is this the front door? Because I assumed where we came in over here was the front door.
Front door's right here.
Gotcha. All right.
Side door by the emergency room is right there.
That's the side door. All right, that's fine. Let's drag it that way then.
I'll
So you guys are going to get to about right here, moving the device. And then I'll come in and I'll say why. Matt, did you travel with them or did you go over the bodies with the other thing?
I travel with them.
Okay. Lucy, as you get down here and you turn the corner and you see the other revenant that comes out of the room, it's going to lunge for you. You guys down here, Matt, you saw the second zombie turn and run out the front room.
Yep.
As you guys are making all that noise,
Forgot about him.
it's going to turn to face you guys.
All right. This way.
Lucy, Alice. This thing's gonna lunge at you. You're only gonna take 5 points of damage. It's gonna go to your right shoulder. If you have armor, you can subtract that from the damage itself. But it's gonna do 5 points of vigor damage to the right arm. As it grabs onto you and it bites down, you feel it sink its claws into your body, and it's almost like the top half just becomes like iron and it locks in and it just starts snapping at you as you feel yourself unable to move as it's grappling you.
This is Lucy or Alice, because you kept going back and forth with their names.
I meant Alice. Alice went after you because you're the one in the front.
Okay.
I apologize. So it's hooked
You got
on you right
highlighted-
now.
highlighted message
This
in
one-
chat. Everybody hydrate.
Ooh, nice.
Does coffee with alcohol in it count?
Definitely.
Out of
does.
salt, yes.
Definitely.
That's the
This
best
one's
way
gonna
to
run
hydrate.
up towards you, Sid. And you see this thing just sprint at you and launch itself. And it's gonna take a swipe at you. It's gonna hit. And it's gonna go in for your head, because I rolled a 1 with it.
No. What did you roll? Double ones?
Oh. Oh.
2, 4,
That's super
5,
gross.
6.
I apologize.
Oh, that's so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God that wasn't me.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's gonna be 9 points of damage. Only
9?
one of them is in effect. Yeah. As it launches at Sid, who's in the front of the group. And you feel it claw onto you. Huh? Pardon?
Nope, you're good.
Wendy?
You. I just,
Good? Okay.
I just,
Yeah.
I just thought I calculated when I saw the dice. I calculated and I thought it was.
Yeah, so 3
9.
2s, which is 6.
Oh, 3 twos.
1
I
6,
only
which
saw.
is 1. Yeah.
Continue.
So 9 points of damage as it launches itself over. And you feel like it's almost like clawed up onto the side of your body. It starts munching down into your helmet. And you actually feel it catch part of your ear in the back of your head as it tries to rip you down to the ground. I need you to roll a resistance for me as it tries to pin you onto the ground. So make a resistance roll. Mr. House.
Yeah, I just don't. We should have went the other fucking way. Should have dragged it over the damn bodies. Is there any penalties for shooting my pistol in close combat?
You want to give me a fallout and use a,
Nope,
Use
I use my
reaction?
knife. Nope, I'm not giving you shit.
So right now, it's on you. Resistance is going to be to stay up on the ground, like to stay standing up. So I need you to make your
Yeah, I'm
resistance
fine with
first.
that. Yep.
Okay. If you want to use,
I've not made a
a
resistance roll
reaction-
yet.
Okay. It'll be under.
What do I
brawn.
use? Brawn? Okay,
Under
thank
brawn,
you.
I think it's like the first or second skill under your brawn attribute.
Resistance, I am +1 with a focus as well. Okay, I got a 14 and a 1.
So 2
Ooh,
successes.
criticals. Yeah.
Which beats the number of effects that it rolled. So as it like latches onto you, you feel it kind of grip. You're actually able to grab it and bang it against the wall and get it off of your shoulders and your upper torso. You are not grappled. Currently. Good. Alice, I need you to roll your resistance for me. Had only 3 successes. If you want to use a salvage, you can.
Oh, I just rolled. Can I use a salvage?
Go for it.
Okay, so then I rolled exactly an 8, which is my resistance. So then if I use a salvage, I'll have 3 successes.
So on your round, you'll be able to push it off of you. And you guys have
Perfect.
additional momentum as well. Alright. My monsters are done. You guys hear this banging noise coming from the basement.
Nope. Nope.
You guys are up.
Is that
Alright.
creature still on Alice?
Alice has just pushed it off of her.
If I have a clear shot, I'm gonna shoot at it.
It's going to have a little bit of partial cover. Complication range is still going to be...
Am I gonna
19
shoot
'cause you're
her
covered in guts.
if I miss?
Yes. Most definitely. If you roll a 19 or 20, you are going to shoot Alice.
Not worth the risk.
You are covered
I'll have
in
my gun out
guts.
to back her up. If you want to see what she does first.
Okay. We can move your initiative after her, so it's not a problem. Sockets, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, it was on. They were both ahead of me. I was going to see what they were doing before I act.
Okay.
Alright, Alice,
so
what are you doing?
I'll
You push it off you.
what I'll do as I push off at the same time, I grab my knife and I'm gonna put it right into his neck.
It's within reach. Go ahead and roll your damage for it. And only 2
damage.
successes. Or no, roll your hit. Roll melee.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm assuming damage, because this is how tonight's been going. I will get 3 hits off tonight, and that will be it.
Okay, here we go.
Frank counts an ogre force.
I rolled a 2 and a 5, and that's under my 9.
So, yeah, you hit it. You slam the knife up into its neck. You've got 2 successes because you called the shot. Roll your damage.
3d6. I rolled a 4 and a 4. Oh man, that doesn't do a 4! 3 4s! That does nothing, right? Are you kidding me? No
The
damage.
knife, like, you feel it go in, and, like, you push it, and you realize that you've gone into a cut that was already there.
Oh.
And the knife just kind of slams through and bounces off the back of his spine as it's still lunging for you and trying to gnash at you.
Well,
Didn't roll
I'll try it.
complication, though, so you're able to keep it away from you.
Good.
Lucy,
just
Sockets, what are you guys
playing-
doing?
Tag.
If I see Alice pull out her knife, that's gonna give me the idea to pull out the one scalpel that I picked up earlier. So I'll try to stab the zombie.
So
on
one-time
the
use
other.
weapon, you can totally do it. Roll your melee.
Yep.
You'll have to move up to it first, so close action, or
Okay.
you'd have to get to right there.
That's okay.
So free action, get it
melee,
within
melee,
range.
melee. Let's go. Oh boy! Wow, really? I rolled a nat
roll.
1,
Ooh.
but I also rolled a nat 20.
That's the best.
Fuck yes, I've been waiting for this. And you're covered in blood, so your complication range is increased. As you're
Oh, you're gonna hit me.
as you're going, you
Oh my
swing
god!
and you go.
But
to,
what
like,
about
put
the
it right in
nat
back
1?
of the
Shouldn't
head.
that count for something?
It does. It does. Definitely does. Don't worry. You're gonna kill it. As you bring the knife down, or the scalpel down, you hit it like right in the back of the head. And you actually feel the skull concave in, and it feels like you've hit a soft spot. And your arm keeps traveling forward as you topple on top of Alice. Alice, I need you to roll me a discipline roll for willpower. Lucy, I need you to roll me a resistance.
Okay. 1 success. 7.
1 success. No complication.
No complications either.
Lucy, you are covered in more viscera. Your number goes up to 2. Complication range is now 17 until you are able to get the stuff cleaned off of you. It smells disgusting. Like, it is. Your hands are like oily and grimy, and as you try to like wipe everything off your skin, it seems like it just gets greasier and greasier. Like, it's just this smell of death. You get the feeling that if you remain like this for too long, you're going to start taking nerve damage with that complication. The creature is dead. Alice, you see this thing, like this creature, its jaw is snapping at you as Lucy's hands go through the back of its head, as a scalpel travels through it, and you fall backwards prone with it on top of you, no longer moving. And you are brought back to this recollection of the first time the Malfini used you to hunt for the remnants. And you have this memory, almost this loss and this hatred for this person that put you here. Like just this sadness of why are you here? You didn't deserve this. You didn't deserve this. Why are you here? And you're going to just take 2 nerve damage as you start recalling the events that brought you into the Malfini. You're able to push the body off of you. That revenant is now dead. Those of you in front of the beautiful boy over here, it is your turn. Sid, you've slammed it against the wall. What are you doing?
If I slam against the wall, we're in close range. I'm helping with it. Can I draw a weapon and shoot?
Yeah, totally. Your minor action will be drawing the weapon.
Yep.
Standard action will be shooting. Are you using a knife or using a gun?
Gun, because I'm way
You've had the
better
gun
at
out
it.
the whole
Because
time. Yeah.
okay, I got
You
a
need
6
2
and a
successes.
2.
Perfect.
6 and 2, but the best part, I have a focus of 1, so 2 is momentum.
If you have a focus of 1, you have to
Plus
roll.
plus 1. Plus 1.
That's
Doesn't that
not
mean
how
it's
focus
1
works.
and 2?
No.
Oh.
So the way that it works is if you roll 1 or like if you roll a 1, it's good. If you had a
Yeah.
focus of 2, you have to roll a 2 or a 1. But you got your 2 successes,
Gotcha.
which is enough
No, I
to
got 2
hit it.
successes then.
Even though it's
Damn
within it's within reach. The
Damn
second success means you hit it. Go ahead and roll your
2
damage.
6s, a 1 and a 4. I'm gonna re-roll the 4. I got a 5.
Okay.
And then location is a 2.
God damn it!
I don't know what
after
a 2
it's like
is.
it's lunged at your head and you slammed his body in. You just take the gun and you level it right against its temple, and you feel the metal, and you slide your gun over, and you get it up under the jaw and fire. And you just hear the ricochet of the bullet bouncing inside of this plating that has
helmet?
been grafted into its skull. And the thing falls.
Keep
dead
moving,
as
let's
it
go!
takes its second harm. And you guys
Oh, it's
hear
not
this,
dead?
This loud. No, it's dead. It's gone.
Oh, thank
it's second harm goes down to the ground. That's all the enemies you guys can see. If you hear this loud banging noise,
Went out the other fucking door.
we are currently out of combat.
Yeah, I'd help the ladies up and just because we don't know that they were going out the other door. I was gonna be like, we could let's check the.
I have a radio. I can.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say check the camera really quick, and I'm gonna try to make a run, see if I can grab any of those medical supplies down the hallway, and then we'll bolt out.
By yourself.
I'll go. I'll go.
Well, it sounds like the other guys are down that hallway anyway. I'm sure they're all right.
I'll ping. All clear.
Yeah, good.
Should we
Yeah,
all
I'll,
3 travel that way together?
Before we started going down the hallway, I did
3
tell
hands.
Sid to let Lucy know that we were going out the front door, meet us there, so they would know that whereabouts we are.
To bring the vehicle over is basically what we need you to do.
Yeah. So they would know that we're going out that front door, so they would know that we're passing where those medical supplies are.
Yep.
I don't think I know that the medical supplies are there, though.
Let's do
How do you
this.
guys do? And you're all
Are you guys
prepared.
planning on searching for the medical supplies? Are you guys planning on breaking apart the MRI? Or are you guys planning on leaving?
Well, they need
We're leaving
somebody
the
to
MRI.
bring the vehicle over, right?
Yeah, we're leaving the MRI.
Well, you guys can get down to your vehicle. Are you guys going to search the hospital for anything, or are you leaving the hospital for the sake of
I
brevity?
feel like we need medical supplies for Pinch.
Or just
Well,
anybody
this
just
is
in that
simple.
one
This is
room?
a very
and I'm
simple
harmed
answer.
too.
3 people load
Yes.
the vehicle. 3 people search the place really quick as we're loading, because it's gonna take time to load this thing onto the vehicle. At least a couple minutes. So while we're loading, whatever they need to do to search, do that. And we can get this on their vehicle, and then one of us, well, not me, I'll be in my vehicle, but the other engineer here can start setting that thing up so they have a working gun.
Okay. Everybody happy with that decision?
Sure.
I think it makes sense.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. I get a roll for my character again. If you guys would have chose that you were leaving, I wouldn't be making any more rolls for the delightful person living in the vault.
Pinch help me. I don't want him to die. I want him to have medical stuff.
Thank you.
I need
But if you fail, I
everybody
will
that's
shoot.
by the medical room,
Understandable.
anybody that's inside the hospital, by the medical room to make an observation roll for me.
Wouldn't we?
Ah,
The
okay.
three of us have gone in.
So brevity, yeah. So I'm in that room. Observation. Okay.
One
I'll
success.
make
If
an
the three,
observation.
if the three of them left, are you guys? Is it just the
Wait,
three of us,
what?
or did you guys go outside? I thought you three went outside, and the three of us are in the middle.
Yeah.
I moved my guy. I'm out front.
Oh,
Okay,
Where's
so
everybody
the
else
guys
going?
with the guns. So
Yes,
Pinch
you-
is
If you're
with
moving
me.
the gun
went
out, you're
it's
outside.
me and the ladies.
Yep.
Yep.
2 successes for me. I got an 11 and a 5.
I rolled a 1. So that's 2 successes for me.
Okay.
Wait, observation. It's under my focus.
It's 3 successes. Look at all the momentum you guys are getting. Lucy, what'd you get?
Ooh, 2 successes. A 9 out of 4.
Cool. Do you guys want to use this observation to know what's going on in the world around you, or do you want to use it to find medical supplies?
Medical
Need
supply.
medical supplies.
If they're doing medical supplies, I'll be looking out the door, so I'll use mine for the world around.
As you're Lucy and Alice, as you guys are kind of tearing through the hospital room, like getting everything pulled apart, you end up finding just a surgeon's kit in one of the things. You're trying to get the actual. It's not so much that it's a kit that's put together. It's more collecting all the tools that you would need for it as you're opening at cabinets, opening up some of the lock cabinets and some of the safes that have narcotics in it, just so you have everything that you need to treat harm. Socket, you hear something incredibly disturbing. There is a loud clang, loud crunching noise, and then silence. And the building stops shaking. And you can hear just a faint crunching of metal and the snapping of what almost sounds like the cable for an elevator.
Ooh, yeah, I'll tell them. I'll be like, ladies, go, go, go. Let's go, 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 go.
I just shove everything
I'm
into our bag.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're going.
You guys are leaving? All right.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm out.
We grab the medical
This
supplies and
thing, as you guys are running, I need you all to make athletic checks to see if you can make it out of the building before it spots you. As you see this big hulking monstrosity crawling up the
Oh
elevator.
no. Athletics?
Yep.
I
Go
rolled a 3
stealthy.
and a 14.
If you'd rather use stealth,
Stealthy?
you can use stealth, Lucy. Yeah, or athletics. It's up to you. Whichever one works better.
Doesn't really matter. I already rolled my dice. Where the
1
fuck-
success. I'm gonna burn a salvage point to give me 2 successes so we can get the hell out of here.
Cool.
Lucy, do you have
Lucy,
any more
what'd you get?
salvage
How many
points?
successes?
Yeah, I'm gonna burn one of my salvage points to give myself 2 successes.
Now, the nice thing is you're covered in viscera
Uh-huh.
of the dead bodies and creatures that would normally hunt and try to eat you. As you climb up and you feel yourself that it didn't work, you actually look right at the creature, and it looks like the creature's gaze passes right over you. With those 2 successes from the salvage point, you get the feeling that it's got no interest in you whatsoever. Lucy, with your stealth, or with Alice with your stealth, you're able to kind of sneak away as it gets to the top of the elevator. Sockets, are you just dead sprinting, or are you trying to be stealthy?
I was gonna be stealthy as well too.
Make your roll.
I had 1 success.
Okay.
Do you have any salvage, Adam?
I roll really well this
You
entire
only have
time,
one left.
and the time that it matters, I roll a 19 and a 20.
Yes.
This thing
Oh
steps
my
forward,
God.
and you hear this, like this. You see it open its mouth like it's about to roar, and then its head just snaps, and you see it tear down this hallway. And as the footsteps get lower, you hear the clicking
Just there.
of that turret, and then just a smash of metal, and just quiet from that soft clicking noise that's been going this entire time. You guys are able to exit the building and load onto your rigs. And with that,
Oh
we're going to go to break.
gosh.
Oh,
I
Still
was ready to
alive.
leave you guys behind. I just want to point that out.
Still alive.
I would have.
I would have left. I would have been like, well, this is a lost cause.
Unfortunate.
Needed that stuff. Yes, we shall return soon. Let's go take a break. I gotta pee.
Better give me all your gold or I would have got you.
You're making a big mistake, pal.
Yeah, why's that?
Because I control the power of the universe.
If the atmosphere at your table is less than impressive,
That doesn't normally happen.
you may find it hard to create those magic moments your players crave. Lucky for you, Sirenscape is available for download on your mobile device.
Time's up.
Now that's impressive.
First time. Every time.
Go to Sirenscape.com today to download your free trial and get the right sound for your tabletop games. And don't forget to check out Sirenscape in action every Friday night on Dragons and Things.
Great and mighty Dark One, hear my summons. Bring plague and misery unto this wretched world, and be born again in the blood of this unworthy servant.
What are you guys doing in here?
Huh? Nothing.
I thought you said no one was at home.
Nobody's supposed to be home. Wendy, get out of here.
No. Why are you wearing dresses?
This is not
There's a pentagon on the wall.
That's a pentagram.
That's a pentagon.
It's a pentagram.
Gone.
Pentagram.
Gone. It's a pentagon that has to have a star to be a pentagram. Are you guys forming a cult?
We are summoning a god of pain and destruction to rain misery on my stupid stepdad for being a total boner.
Sick.
And Kyle Bates, because he ruined the next season of Game of Thrones for me when I specifically told him I hadn't read the books.
Douche.
So you're gonna be a human sacrifice?
Yes.
No.
What?
Whatever. I'm in.
You can't
No.
just be in. Like, there's a whole process.
Let me in your cult. I'm gonna tell Leonard about the time I caught you trying on my bras in my room.
What?
What?
No.
Wait, that's not how you do that, is it? Let me in your cult, or I'll tell Mom that you used her candles for a satanic ritual.
No. Go back to the part about him trying
that
to
didn't
boss.
happen.
In season 4 of Game of Thrones, Tyrion and
You can be in the cult.
What?
Thank
No,
you.
she cannot be in the cult.
Definitely in the cult now. Thank you.
Gonna put up with this?
I do have a knife in my hand.
She does have a knife. It's a good point.
Okay, God. Everyone gather. You're gonna cut your hand and give an incantation to the dark void.
Oh, dark monster thing. Bring sadness. You know what? This is dumb. Can we get to the part with the human sacrifice?
There's no human sacrifice.
Dude.
What? How? You have to have like a fatted calf
Yes.
or a unicorn.
Why are you agreeing with her?
Or a virgin.
Absolutely.
We could use Leonard.
No, you can't use me. Guys, I'm totally not a virgin, all right?
You're not a virgin.
I've done the sex.
Describe it in detail.
There's two of
Step
us.
one.
Step one, man loves a woman. And then
I'll take that. And plus, this one was trying to browse in my room. Pretty sure still a virgin.
We could kill Alan.
And we can kill Alan.
Kill Alan!
No, we're not killing anybody. Cut your hand, put blood in the bowl. No more fun.
Wait. Did one of you already use this?
No.
Because I would bet money that one of you's a leper.
This is why I didn't want her to be in the cult.
I didn't want her in the cult.
I don't want you in the cult.
It's not your cult.
It is now.
You know what? Fine. I don't want to do this anymore. There is no cult. No cult.
Leonard? You're a nightmare.
I'm the hero. I just saved the entire world from your evil cult.
What? Okay, good.
My dad needs his bowl. No cult.
Be done. Leonard!
Excuse me.
You're a nightmare.
I'm a nightmare? I just saved the world from your evil cult. Get out of here. Get out of here.
My dad needs his bowl and his letter opener. I'm gonna get that back.
I'll get it to you. I'll see you later. Tuesday. You got white
Your
stuff.
friend sucks.
Are you okay?
I'm so sorry about the
Are you
wax.
all right?
Fine.
Oh my god.
I'm so sorry.
There are legends of a mighty forge where the greatest tabletop weapons are smithed by expert crafters from the finest of materials. Only the strongest of adventurers may wield such relics. Weapons and armor forged from the strongest metals. Mystic foci for the forces of fate, carved from the finest stones. And unique treasures that cannot be found anywhere else in the realms. But beware, the forces of evil may find dark and powerful relics of their own in the online armory. Arm yourself with these gaming relics and equipment to take your tabletop adventures to exciting new dimensions. Go to NorseFoundry.com now to arm yourself with the finest weapons in the realms. Every day, millions of people face heartbreak in the form of a silent killer. I'm talking about character death. I'm talking about malicious dice. Failed saving throws, critical misses, failed skill checks. Malicious dice can strike any character at any time, and the results are devastating.
I only got to play Celestia for one session. I kept failing. Roll after roll after roll. And then I got eaten by an aberration in the dark. I couldn't roll anything above a 5. The dice just...
Diana's tragic story is far from unique. The time to do something about malicious dice is now. And Tabletop Loot knows how to help. They're providing quality, affordable dice jails and shipping them to players in need across the nation. Go to tabletoploot.com today and order a dice jail for yourself and anyone you feel may be threatened by malicious dice. These safe, secure, and humane facilities will keep your tabletop safe from the kind of dice that don't care who they hurt. But it's not about giving up on your dice. Rehabilitation is possible for many of these viciously low rollers, thanks to Dice Jail's tabletop reintegration plans. It's time to stand up for our characters.
It's time to put malicious dice where they belong.
Alrighty. What's going on, guys? How y'all doing? Oh, we did one thing. We got out of the hospital. What I've learned from this game like the most important thing is that I have way too much faith in these children of the wasteland. These delightful individuals, these incredible something. You know, honestly, I'm not singing praises anymore. There are so many battle maps that have been put together, so many rules that have been written, and this feels like some terrible ADHD like mission. I've got a pet squirrel that does a better job of focusing on goals than this party. This is supposed to be the story about how we got to Vegas. I mean, there's blackjack, there's hookers, there's Bitcoin, there's like a buffet in New York, New York. Like everything you could want in the wasteland. Everything. And by hookers, I meant fishing. They blew down the dam. Best fishing in the world. Mutant fish, mutant salmon. They're like 23 feet long, 6 eyes. Goddamn delicacy. All right, let's bring the crew back in. Interact with chat. Garbage.
You sound a little mad about that, Trash Daddy.
Very salty. Every day, very salty.
You mean you're very fiery?
Or spicy.
Oh, looks like Matt left
Honey.
us. He didn't want to play anymore. Oh, there he is.
Oh, cheers to that.
I do want to give a shout out to Wes Wolf, resubscribing at Tier 1 for 3 months. Thank you, Wes Wolf.
Oh yeah.
Appreciate you.
So now you know, Trash Daddy, what it feels like to be a GM when your players always beat everything you put in front of them.
Well, it's like when I wrote this, like a little meta game knowledge here. When I wrote this original rule set out, and I spent like hours digging through the book, I was like, this will be too hard. I want them to have fun. I want things to like go well for them so they can build a character. And what I've learned this entire time is God only loves my roles when I'm a player. And when I'm GMing, it's like you get nothing but 20s. Nothing at all. I'm
Everyone
using
thinks
cursed
GMs pull
dice.
It's not what it is. We're not pulling punches.
Garbage.
We're just not allowed to win.
It's terrible.
I know.
Can't
I
do
know
it
the
on
feeling.
Sundays either.
I need to be
Yep.
way more toxic. We don't talk about that here, okay? You can talk about your game
did.
on Sunday night, okay?
Already
You can
did.
talk about Pirates
Already
on Sunday
did.
night. Saturday, the only games we talk about
He
here
acknowledged that
are
they're pirates.
Avatar.
Oh, you just said pirates. We got him. We got him. He's
It's
on the
not
ropes,
Waterworld.
boys and girls.
All right.
He's on the
It's not
fucking
Waterworld.
ropes.
Perfect. He's on the ropes. I rolled a
Perfect
7.
what? It was your own slip up.
It was. I rolled a 7. You guys are going to need that number later on. Just remember it. All right.
I mean, I'm fine.
As you leave outside of the hospital, my beautiful baby boy, my intern, turned into a man. The delightful child Terrence has reached his full potential after 8 episodes, a shit ton of steroids, 2 cross episodes with Alien, and a dream that will never be remembered. He's in the hospital
There's
and
a
will forever.
season 2.
He's the Lord Humongous we've always wanted.
Or both are better. Yeah.
You guys get away from the hospital. You guys load up into your little war rigs. I believe you've got the Malfini vehicle with the trailer. You've also got the buggy from the Skinners, if I remember correctly. The other 2 vehicles you left at the junkyard, is that correct?
Yes. Who
We have
has
the
the
buggy,
turret?
We have the super duper car that
The Malfini. Malfini car.
Alice knew all the tricks to.
Yep.
I think you put one on
So-
each vehicle, personally.
Right.
So right now, the Malfini vehicle, you've got a trailer for. Those turrets are going to take about a day to set to a car for it not to just fall off. Transporting them, you guys have the distance and the stuff that you need. There's that Malfini vehicle that was wrecked with the trailer attached to it. You could swap the trailers out and move with it. That's not a problem. You'd be able to carry both turrets on that trailer. They will not be usable unless you guys spend at least one time point setting them up.
If
So
I
as
call
of
him my
right now-
weird tech, could he expedite the process?
Do you want him to ride on the trailer while you guys are driving to where you're driving? Because he could then.
That's kind of what I'm wondering, because he's not needed on the other one now that we're not doing the lightning rods.
Are you guys setting up camp for a night?
We don't have time for that. You said we're 1 hour away. We got to go now. I mean, after this, I would bring him
totally.
over to do it.
Totally. You guys are going to have more time after. That's not a problem.
Yeah, okay.
So, as you guys kind of load everything up, you see... actually, you know what? You guys get to your respective cars. You see Sid and some of his like snipers and everything go up. You see the first sniper that he has traveling with him showing up in this Ural motorcycle. For those of you that don't know what it is, it's a piece of garbage, but aesthetically it is so pleasing. It is a motorcycle where the rear driveline has a drive shaft built through both rear tires and a gearing built into it so that both rear tires between the sidecar and the motorcycle turn. For most people, that's not a big deal. For those of us that like to jump motorcycles and wreck them, it's a terrible deal that's a lot of fun. Pulls up, you see a flamethrower mounted on one, see a machine gun mounted on the other one, and then you see Sid pull up in what looks like this big tractor wheel with blades sticking out the side of it. As you see him pull up in a mono wheel that has an engine built into the back, 2 big exhaust ports out the side of it, and then just these spikes spinning with the tire as he rolls up to you guys.
It only has 1 weapon on it. And it's covered in like that old Desert Storm like camo mesh down the sides, so the wind isn't beating the shit out of me. Isn't it powered by something odd?
I'll let you describe that.
I can't remember what we said. Did we say it was like... It wasn't a hydro. It was something else. What did it run on?
No, it's hydro. It's the first electric vehicle in the United States.
It's like a solar punk vehicle. Like, I know everything is going to shit in a handbasket, so it's got like solar panels on it. Like, it's made to not use all the crappy fuel.
When you guys see it, like, when you see the exhaust going off, there's like these little puffs of smoke that come out of it, but it doesn't have that fuel smell. It almost smells like boiling water.
Smell good to you, Pinch.
Is this the
first? Ready?
From college.
Actually, no, we had the Malfini thing, and I don't think we took the buggy. We took the socket rocket because it was going to be bigger, and in case we got stuck in the storm.
Take the socket rocket then.
You're in the socket rocket and the Malfini thing.
The socket rocket got damaged.
Nah, I fixed it because I stayed up all night when we went to find Pinch.
So it's about 2 in the morning right now, because you guys got here at the end of the day, and you've been here all night. Sid, you're going to get a message on your radio. Do you want us to steal the car, or do you want us to stall the rig? What are we doing?
Do you think you can steal it? Look, there's 2 other rigs here, right? A big one and a regular-sized dune buggy from them.
You actually see 2 cars. Like, there's a big SUV with a bunch of armor plating on it, carrying that trailer. And then you see another... you see, like, another muscle car, basically, that's got some stuff built into it. Some armor plating and everything.
They got a car and a rig with a trailer. The rest of us are fine. They have a few injured, but they'll be okay. No one lost an arm or anything. Or a hand. So, we could be there within the hour if we haul it. Unless you think you can steal it in the dead of night safely.
We can...
You know the rules. If you can't get it, don't bring them back to us.
I think the storm's going to be here for another day. We could get the rig wrecked, the big one. If you got the firepower to pick off whatever units are on top of it, we can try to do that. Otherwise, if you want us to try to force it into the junkyard, we can force it into the junkyard.
Well, you said you could
possibly
steal it.
We can steal the doctor's car, and he'll chase it. He'll chase it with everything that he has. Or we can try to bring their war party and crash it. Yeah.
Because when you get him out and away from there, kill him.
If we steal the big vehicle, if we try to steal that, the Barons are going to come for it. If we steal Fracture's car, Baron isn't going to mess with it. They're just going to let him deal with his own problems.
Steal Fracture's car and then kill him so they don't have a medic.
Where do you want us to lead him to?
Towards us. We'll meet you in the middle.
You hear on the line. Okay. You hear him call to you. Give us 3 hours. We're gonna try to mess up their other rigs. We're gonna head out towards the canyon. We're taking a wide trail. Just make sure we're clear of Skinners.
So 3 hours, we'll leave here, and we're an hour out. We'll leave with time to meet you in the middle. They need to patch themselves up anyway. They look like shit.
Okay.
Excellent. Then we'll hit the truck in the dead of night. I guess is going to be our best bet.
You hear it go off. The rest of you guys are out of the hospital right now. You're going to have some time to try to remove a little bit of harm, try to recover, try to fix your vehicles a little bit. You've basically got about an hour to 2 hours. To give you an idea of what's going on here, with the maps that... We're going to do this. You guys all have a time point to decide what it is that you want to do. We're going to go line by line. I'll tell you what role we're going to do for it once we've gone through everybody. And I'll tell you the information that you have. You each have one time point to make a decision. Sockets, what are you interested in doing? Learning. Like, what is it that you do during this time?
Mentally, he's kind of fucked up from those things, so I want to try to recover some nerve damage.
Okay, we're going to put you to the side for a second. You're taking time to recover nerve. Lucy, what are you doing?
Along the same as Socket, she's going to continue to try to clean herself off from all that crap that's all over her. I probably would need to recover some nerve as well.
You're recovering nerve and cleaning yourself off, okay? Pinch, what are you doing?
Unmuting first.
I need to heal, but I don't want to go with the group because they're all being smart. I want to do something else. Let me heal.
Okay, you want to do... All right. Yeah. Alice, what are you doing?
I need to heal, and I also need to get rid of nerve as well.
Which one are you choosing? You got a time point.
No, I hate you. If I complete my nerve, I get a trauma, right?
If your nerve goes down to 0, or if you take 5 nerve damage at once, you take a trauma. Which none of you guys have really gotten until today, which is kind of garbage, to be completely honest.
Well,
like this...
I'm 1 point away from my 9 nerve.
Do you want my answer? What I would recommend doing?
Yes.
Take some nitro. Nerve goes all the way to the top. You're good to go.
No.
All right. I mean, you do you. You do whatever you want.
So let me ask you, what if I get one more nerve? What happens?
Would that put you at 0 nerve?
I'll go back to 0.
So if your nerve goes all the way down to 0, you take additional nerve damage, you take a trauma. Which means we get to play the wonderful girl of just psychological damage. Just emotional damage.
That's fine. I'll get rid of vigor.
All right. Maul, what are you doing?
I'm debating between I have 3 nerve left or start trying to work on that turret.
Which one are you doing?
Can I work on the turret while the cars are moving, or is this after the cars are moving?
I mean, you can. You guys have you have a little bit of downtime before you head to the site where they're trying to put the ambush. So it's one of those things where you either get to recover, or you can try to start mounting up the turret. You can look at any information that you've gathered to try to get a little bit more intel. You guys have 2 vehicles with radios in them. You can try to radio people. What do you want to do?
So, Sid, we're setting up an ambush, right? I'm assuming that means yes. I can't hear you.
Correct.
Got it. So yeah, we'll probably need a nice little gun to help us out with that. So what Maul's going to try to do is he's going to try to set up the turret. So on the, what is it called? The buggy's already got a turret on there. What he's going to do is try to set up on the Malfini car, the one, it's kind of like with the bait seat. Can he mount one of the turrets to the bait seat? So yeah, he's bait, but they're
the-
also a bait that can...
The gurney that's on top of the car, you want to see if you can mount a turret on top of the car. Is that what you're going for?
Yeah. Yep.
Roll engineering for me.
Sounds like fun. Ooh. And since I just bumped up my engineering, that is 3 successes.
Yes, you could totally mount it to the top of the car. You could even do it right now if you wanted. With missing the proper materials and a couple of ratchet straps, you could put it on. But there's a good chance that one good hit is going to knock the turret off of the car. You know that if you had a welder, if you had some scrap metal and a little bit more time, you can make it a permanent fixture to the vehicle. So you have an option here. You can either mount it now and take a massive complication range, or you can wait to put it on for when you guys have more time and the appropriate tools.
The other group that's with me, though, I have a small group with me. Do they have a welding rig? Because the weird tech's with us. And we were going to build those welding rods, or the lightning rods.
You need more time than you have right now.
Okay, so it's a time thing, not
it's
not
a time thing.
Object thing.
It's not a materials thing, it's a time thing.
Gotcha.
If you guys want to spend like 2-3 hours to do it, you can. If you just want to ratchet strap it down, you can. It's just complication range is going to be really high.
I wouldn't waste it. You don't want to lose that thing. All we're doing is moving them right now to kill off this dock, steal that car, and then we're going to go in. We're just going to have to do it with the guns we have. I'm assuming most of you know how to shoot, and I looked at Pinch. Most of you know how to shoot.
I'm a better hitter than I am a shooter.
Well, then you're going to be boarding that vehicle.
Sounds like fun. Then I'm going to be needing some nerve. He's going to, Maltz, once he kind of looks at that, knows that he needs more time on it than he has, he's going to spend that time point to...
Use your time looking at engineering. No, you cannot.
All right.
All right, Sid. Last person to do something. What are you doing?
Well, I'm not injured. I did take
You
some
can use
nerve
medical
damage.
on someone else.
Well, I
You're
did
also
take
able to
3
use
nerve.
medical on someone else. You can do a command to roll that. So for those of you that are like helping each other with like nerve damage, if you're helping somebody else, roll command. If you're helping yourself, roll discipline. If you're doing trauma, for yourself, you're going to roll resistance. For helping somebody else, you'll roll medicine.
I got 1 success for discipline.
Roll a d6 for me.
A 5.
You get 3 points of nerve damage back.
Oh, perfect. That puts me back to where I was. How long does that take to do? Is it just kind of like taking an hour to calm yourself? 10 minutes to calm yourself?
For this scene, you're basically just calming yourself down, prepping the plan.
Okay, so I'd be talking to my men then, and I would be telling the group that's with me, listen, we're going to have to do some sniping. On top of that, if any of them go down, do not save them. Leave them behind. We don't have time for this.
Good to know. Okay.
Cool. Doesn't mean I don't like you. It means be good at your job, Malice.
Wow.
That's all it means. He's ex-military and learned that going back for people has been a detriment more than a help.
He went back for me, though.
No, I did not. You followed me out.
Back to this guy.
Did not go
Alice.
back. You
Yeah,
could
what'd you roll?
Yes. Oh, I didn't roll anything. What do I roll? Sorry.
Are you doing nerve damage?
I'm doing... No, I'll get another trauma. I'll do vigor.
Resistance. If you're doing for vigor, you're going to roll resistance.
Yes, I rolled a 5 and a 6, 5 and a 9. Okay, never mind. So my resistance is an 8, so that's 1 success.
Roll d6 for me.
Yes, sir. That is a 4. Oh, 4 isn't a magic number on my d6s.
You got 1 success, you're going to just take 4 vigor. Add it to your thing.
Minus 4 vigor?
Add 4.
I add 4?
You're recovering vigor, right? That's what you were trying to do?
Oh, I've been keeping it track all weird, I guess.
You recover
okay, I'll
4
figure
vigor.
it out. Thank you. Okay, that works.
Pinch! Are you helping somebody else get nerve damage back, or are you helping yourself?
I was helping myself under the assumption we were all helping ourselves, but I had 3 successes.
Roll 3d6.
I rolled a 5, 2 5s, and a 4.
Would you like to give one of those dice to somebody else?
Absolutely. Who needs it?
You're doing bigger or nerve?
I'll give the socket.
Nerve.
My buddy's socket.
Choose one dice to give to sockets. You keep the rest for your nerve damage.
Give him that 5.
Lucy, what'd you get? Nerve or vigor?
I rolled a 10 and an 11, which is both at/under my. It was discipline, so I'm trying to recover some nerve.
Roll 2d6.
Which ones are the
Wait,
good
are you
ones?
cleaning
Thank you.
yourself off?
Yeah, I set that as well.
Choose the higher of the 2d6. That's the one you're gonna keep.
Roll 2 6s.
Cool. So you take 1 6, add 6 to your vigor. You're able to get most of the viscera off you. Off your nerves, sorry. You're able to get most of the viscera off you. Your complication range is currently at 19. Until you have a chance to actually get into some water and like actually clean yourself off, your complication range is going to be a 19 for everything that you do.
Okay.
The smell's gone.
So much better.
It's just there's this psychological. Feels gross. Sockets, what'd you get?
So I had rolled a 3 on my own because I got 1 success, but then he gifted me a 5. I had my trauma, then I had 3 more nerve on top of that. My 3 would have gotten rid of the nerve. Can I get rid of the trauma with that 5 that you gave me, or no? Because it's hard. Okay.
Hell no.
So
but you can get your nerve back.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's what I want to double check. So yeah, so I've still got that crit range of 18.
If you guys want to go in the hospital, there's like 2 tanks in there. I promise you, they will take care of trauma and harm. They're great.
Have time.
All right,
let's do it, guys. All right, back to the hospital.
An hour goes by. You guys prep yourselves. You're prepared. You're excited. You're ready.
I'll go with you.
You fought something, and you survived. You've done great. Like, I'm so proud of you. Well done.
Thank you, Trash Daddy.
You're living. You're learning. It's a lot. Sid, you hear something come through the radio at the appointed time for when you guys were heading out. We've got Fracture's rig.
Excellent.
He's got a pretty bad limp. We got a detonator under the front left tire of the war rig. It's a small one. We could blow out one of the tires. We'll have to limp it back. But, I mean, we could wreck this rather than fight it.
How long
we
would it
can
take
drag
to
it. Everything goes well and their driver isn't a piece of shit. If we can drag it back to base, you give us 2 days. This is a big storm that's in here. It's not going to go fast, but
2 days
for what's going on.
Yeah, to get it back home. Is that safe?
I'm not gonna
Is that
tell
a
you.
safe assumption?
You could get it back home.
Looking at the
printout.
Fixing it.
Yeah, you could get it back home in about a day. It's repairing it so that it can function on its own quickly and return to normal. It's going to take about 2 days. With the materials.
So here's
that
my
you guys
question:
have.
is that risk worth it? Is damaging the rig make a big difference for us? Is the difference us chasing it and fighting it stationary? Is that the difference?
Yeah.
Okay.
The difference is chasing it or fighting it stationary. Guy calls
tell you what.
Do you want us to
Ground.
blow it or do you...
Wait.
All right.
Wait until we're near.
Okay.
Let's blow it when we're going to board it. Let's scare the shit out of it. We might be able to knock people off of it.
All right. Do you want us to bring it
So-
out towards the canyon?
Yeah, bring it towards us. Where is
We'll
the
blow it
guy with
before-
the limp?
He's on one of the bikes we left him.
Cool.
The gun's jammed.
Is that
Won't
rigged to
fire.
blow?
If he hits the flamethrower, it'll probably light up.
I have a plan. I would like to go that direction. Is that towards where we need to go anyway?
That'll head you guys out, as opposed to taking it by the junkyard. You guys would be heading west towards the canyon. Away from where their other vehicles are kept, but towards the canyon itself.
How long would it take me to go find this doctor and murder him before we head out to jump this rig?
On your own, it'd be very difficult. You know where he's going right now. With you,
But he's by himself,
doing it
isn't
for
he?
a while. No, He's got.
Oh,
a
I
full
thought the
warp
doc
party.
came by himself. I thought you said no. The guy who was chasing after him. I thought he was by himself.
They have his rig. They have his personal vehicle, which is forcing him to chase after them. And the giant tanker, they have put a detonator on, so they
Gotcha.
can stop
Yeah.
the tanker wherever they want.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go hit him.
I rolled
hold on.
4
I ping
ones
the rest of the group.
over the course of this episode, which is bullshit.
What's that?
They rolled 4 ones over the course of the episode for each of their sabotage
You know,
rolls.
when you work for someone who only gives you one chance, you only roll ones.
Fair. I hate it. So my question is, are you going to lead them? Okay.
Who's got the mic right now? Who's got the walkie-talkie?
I believe
All
I
of the
do.
rigs have a walkie in them. Malfini rig has a radio station. Socket's car has a radio built into it as well.
I turn it to 666 or whatever it is for their station. Click the button. And I go, here's the deal. They have his rig. They have his personal one. They're chasing him. If you're ready to hit it, we can blow the tire and jump this group while they're grounded. We'll have to drag it home. It's going to take a couple days, but it is the easiest way for us to get it. If you want to do it the hard way, but if we do it correctly, we can drive it back. I'm going to leave it up to you. Do you want to blow it and hit it while it's down? Or do you want to jump it while it's in motion?
While it's down. I say while it's down.
I'm always for the easy way.
Pinch, what do you say? You want
Pinch doesn't get a vote.
Revenge on that hat of yours?
Motion! In motion, alright?
Pinch doesn't get a vote.
Sockets. Lucy.
Hey,
Oh,
easy way. Go for it. Let's go.
let's go. I'll click the radio off and I'll say, we're doing this for you, Pinch.
Oh. You want your hat back or not, dude?
Yes! I don't want it to get blown away.
Exactly, so we're not doing it in motion. You just answered your own question. Lucy, tell
In
him.
motion. It's gonna blow up. I was doing this all wrong. Have you never seen a movie where you speed chasing and like
I'm not an
jump
actor like
across
you
to
are.
another building
No.
or another car?
No.
This is not the time
sorry.
to be inspired by this your character. You gotta root this
Hey, we
in
still
reality.
got Beauty and the Beast too. So.
The Gaston show. Think about your Gaston show.
Oh, that's right. Maybe I can get Sid to be the female lead. That'd be awesome.
You might like that.
Oh, God
I
damn.
have no idea what any of that is. It's perfect.
I'm putting
tell
together
you.
a knockoff Beauty and the Beast, but I don't remember any of it.
Oh no, I don't I have my
Great.
version written down.
I have it written down.
Great. So with that, I'm ready if you all are. I ping again. I'm like, you guys
let's
done
go.
discussing this?
Yeah, we discussed
Tell 'em,
we're
Lucy.
good. And Real POTUS gifting us up to Braxton.
Ooh.
Popping
yeah.
into
Thank
friends.
you,
Thank
John.
you, John.
Hi, Braxton.
Right, that's cool.
Let's
You're
do
using a
this.
different thing for your car. As you guys are driving up, they're pulling through the road. You get a phone call. You hear, Captain Douchebag is right next to us. Do you want us to go ahead and blow the war rig? They got a bunch of
How
gunners
far?
on top of it.
How far out are we?
You can actually see the dust cloud at the base of the hill that you guys are driving through at the base of the dune. You guys are cresting the top of a dune. You can see the diesel kicking out from the top of the rig. And you get the message, hey, we can see your headlights. Do you want us to go ahead and blow it?
Yeah, blow it. I flagged the snipers to get up on the dune so they can shoot in.
Do it.
As you guys hit the top of the hill, you see the front of the rig in front of you. This big fire cloud hits up by the left wheel as it careens into a boulder, crashing into it. And you see some bodies fly off the top of the rig as they are not
That's what I
thrown.
wanted.
You see in front of you the TAV, which has got indignance written on the side of it, driving up, and you see Dr. Fracture's vehicle pulling away, and a motorcycle with a sidecar with a flamethrower lining up to fire at it. You also see another Skinner vehicle up ahead, and you can see a few of the Coyotes' bikes parked as they're firing at some of the Skinners. These two guys right here are currently knocked prone as the Tav travels over them, crushing them while chasing Ramrod's car. It is your guys' turn. We are at the top of the round as this rig is wrecked into the side of a boulder.
I'm fine with all this.
What do you guys do?
All right.
4-person car?
What's up?
4-person car?
It's a Fiat. It's like a 2-person car.
So, a ramp. Check.
Yeah, exactly.
And then how many people are left on top that we see?
You're seeing 2 on top of it, each by machine guns.
I have a real ballsy question. Because I'm in a single wheel. Can I jump this on top of the rig with my bike? With my blades out? To get to my guys over here? Because I'm assuming my guys are here.
Yeah, if you're trying to land on top of the rig itself with the mono wheel, it is going to
hit
be
somebody
a
on the
series
way.
of drive checks. It's going to be very difficult.
I'm fine with that.
Like,
I just
want to
hit some
about
blades
4
on the way.
successes.
Okay, all right. I'm good with that. Do we get our salvage back since we rested?
No.
Why not?
No, you do not. Because
Why?
That's not how salvage works. Because
Yeah,
we're not in
I
a
don't
new
know.
scene yet.
I'm rewriting the rules.
It's the
I get
same
a salvage
day.
back.
All right. We all got salvage
When you guys
back.
get a full rest, when you get a full rest, I'll give you salvage back.
It's been 2
I need
hours. 4 successes.
We're never
is
gonna get
nighttime
full
breakout.
rest.
We got some blades in the dark, so it's good.
Oh yeah, that's true. There's
Do you want to use
all right.
momentum? Because you guys got 4 momentum in the pool. You can take 3 extra
True.
dice.
Sure. I'm not even gonna ask.
Oh, that's true.
All right.
Damn, you're
Roll
taking
5d20.
almost all of them.
I don't need
What?
one. I was only taking 4 in
20?
total.
I
took 2.
D20?
You took
I took 2 D20. Yeah. Ready? Ready?
Right. Yep.
1, 4,
Ready.
5, and a 10.
Wow.
If I had something I could throw, I would throw it.
Oh
You're moving
my
out of there.
God.
Throw whatever you want.
All right. So, you swing by up on this vehicle. You hit the back of it, and you're able to drive over it because it's a little Fiat. You feel the top go in, and you
a
hear
ramp.
screaming from the inside of the vehicle as you
I'll
hit
put
the
the blades
top
down.
of this rig. You dropping the blades when you hit the top of the tanker?
Like I drop it like as I go over top of that Fiat. If it's
Okay.
a convertible, because almost all 80% of
All right.
Fiats are convertibles.
You feel it cut. I will give you hitting the driver as this thing careens off to the side.
Perfect.
Roll your knockdown damage for the car. I've got to give him partial cover. This is crap.
Knockdown. I'm a motorcycle 46.
But you also get vicious because of the blades when you're hitting someone. So you have
What
vicious
does that
too.
do for me?
Effects are going to do a 2 additional damage.
Okay, 5, 5.
When running into a person.
5, 5, 4, and 1. Decapitation.
So you're driving, you hit the top of it. You actually feel the blade cut into the side of the Fiat as it cuts through the driver. And the Fiat just kind of comes to the stop as you see like the whole left side of his body is ripped out of the side of the car and it hits. And dude driving, or the dude in the passenger seat, is going to take some nerve damage as this came out of nowhere. And that's garbage, and I hate that. And you land right here, right next to the vehicle.
Oh, I'm trying to land
vehicle
on
is-
it.
You land on the vehicle. There you go.
Yes.
Or-
It's a mono wheel. I've jumped dirt bikes over numerous things in my life in real life. You can easily land on top of this
Fair.
with 4 successes.
Who's going next?
Keep saying you hate me. It's okay.
I don't hate you. I will get you back. There's a game I am
Where's the
thinking
where's
of. What's up?
where's
Your
our
guys'
car?
car is right
can
here.
Can we ping it? That is okay. That's the buggy,
That's
yeah.
a socket rocket. That's a socket rocket.
The socket rocket.
Who's in whose car?
I mean, I think me, socket, and pinch. Oh no, wait, it's a 2-seater.
No,
No,
it's
not the socket
This
rocket.
vehicle's
Yeah.
5.
Oh,
I'll ride with,
Then I'll
ride with Lucy and
thinking,
Conn.
yeah, the three of us, 3 musketeers.
Hey, I had that sword sign with Keeper Sutherland.
new
You know what? Never
play.
mind.
And you had the hat too.
I had the hat. Can we
Opinion.
go to the front of the vehicle, please?
Where are you going? Who's driving the socket rocket first and foremost?
Or Lucy.
I can drive it unless Pocket was. Nuh-uh.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Pinch.
I trust you driving my socket rocket, Layla. You're good.
Whoa.
All right. Smooth ride in the socket rocket. I'm gonna.
Wait, where are you
get
driving
us,
to?
I'm gonna get us
Front of the ward rig.
up close. Oh, I can't move it.
Are you trying to get
here?
up?
Can you see that?
Do it again?
The
You can't move it.
double clicking and it's not happening.
No, I'm saying just
like up.
ping where you want to go.
I am. I'm double clicking and it's not like.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're pulling up to here. There we go.
Can I not hit the rock though?
Yeah, you want to hit the motorcycle?
No. You know what? The
Do you want to
rock's fine.
stop right
Rock.
there? Where are you going?
I think there is good.
Are you coming to a stop or are you trying to drive through that area?
Well, this is the war rig, right? We're trying to commandeer it.
Yeah, are you stopping though? Or are you trying to drive by it and shoot it? What are you doing?
Can I roll an observation to see if I can see the driver from my vantage point?
Yeah. Go ahead.
7 and is that a 6 or 9? 6. So 2 successes.
You see him try to put the car into reverse to back the vehicle out. My question is with your vehicle, you've got a motorcycle in front of you. You've got the indignant rig to the left of you. Are you stopping the vehicle there? Or are you driving through the motorcycle? What are you doing?
I don't want to drive through the motorcycle, and if I can't stay in motion, then I guess stopping is the other option that I have.
Okay. Is the motorcycle one of ours?
Yeah.
You don't know.
Good question.
Maybe.
I don't want to run over the motorcycle. I feel like that's not what I want to do.
All right, you bring the car to a stop.
Mhm.
Because it's not a great distance, you don't have to make any rolls for it. It's just your action to get up there and then make the observation roll. Those of you that are in these socket rockets, as the car comes to a stop, just like easy shooting, what are you guys doing? You see somebody standing on top of the rig with a machine gun. It starts to cut down and levels at you. You see somebody standing in front of the motorcycle and another person taking pot shots at him, trying to duck down. And then you see the Fiat with the left, like the driver's side door ripped off and a body half hanging out of the door, completely just destroyed.
I reach down, reach into my pocket. I grab a lighter, pull up a molly, light it, chuck it on top of the rig, where the turrets are at.
Okay, go ahead and roll a athletics.
Oh, Leany. A 3 and a 4 underneath my 11, so 2 successes.
Roll 4d6, what's your brawn?
My brawn is a 10.
Roll 5d6 for damage.
Whoa.
Nice. That is 7 points of damage. 3 2s.
How many
and a
effects did
1.
you roll?
Oh, wait, and a 5. Sorry, that is 8 points of damage, 1 effect.
As you see the flame kind of spills atop the cost of the car, with that one effect, the incinerary trait kicks in. And you see the top of the car burst into flames, the top of the rig. Those guys start to catch fire and take damage. And you look back across the back of the rig and you see fuel written on the tanker on the back as the flame on top of the car starts getting higher and higher. And you hit them! They're dead! They're burning alive right now on top of a fuel truck. Alright, who else is in that rig? Maul, are you riding in the Maul vehicle or are you riding in the socket rocket?
I was in the Malfini car.
Okay. Pinch, what rig are you in?
Can't hear
He's in a
you.
muted one.
Mr. Mute.
Trying to fuck over anyone. I'm in the socket rocket.
Okay, what do you do?
I would like to tuck and roll out of the socket rocket and run right for my hat.
At the front of the vehicle? Hell yeah, roll an athletics for
See
me.
your hat?
It's on the front of the vehicle. There's a body strapped to the front of the car, very Scarecrow-esque, and there's his
And the
hat
hat.
is sitting on top of it.
That's 2 successes.
You run up to it, you get on the front of the car, I need you to, you start ripping the hat. I need you to roll an athletics for me. Actually, no. What skill do you want to use to remove it from the body? It is up to you.
Wild tech. No, I want Let me do thievery.
Command.
Give me the hat.
Command the body.
Give me the hat. That is 1 success.
You start pulling the hat off really hard, and you feel like this, almost like a ripping and tearing, as you realize that part of the inside has like been melted and fused to the body. And with that thievery roll, you're able to like lift it up. You take your sword, and you're able to cut part of it off, and you're able to get the hat off without damaging it. Put a little bit of hair on the inside. You're good.
Fantastic. The return. My
Yeah.
There it is.
You've got your hat back.
There it is.
It's been missing
All right,
for
do
so
I get
Those
shot
long.
now?
of you...
How does this work?
No, you're good. These people are on fire on top of a rig that's full of fuel. Totally fine. You're good. You're good where you're at. In front of the car. Those of you in the Malfini rig, Alice, where are you driving to? You've got those turrets strapped to the trailer behind you.
I feel like we should bank around the other side of the rocks so that myself and Maul can start hosing them down over there. What do you think, Maul?
Okay.
As
I
we're
think that's a
driving
good
up,
idea.
I would ask you, should we bank? What do you want to do?
Yeah, go to the left.
Okay, so I'll swerve the car right in, stop, and then allow him to open fire for his turn.
Okay. You end up pulling up. Make a drive check for me as you're pulling this trailer behind you.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Sorry. Wow. Okay. Well, my cannonball allows me. Can I re-roll a critical failure?
Yeah, that's why you've got Cannonball.
Seriously? Because I rolled a 20 and a 3. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
re-roll your Cannonballer. That is what Cannonballer is for.
No.
It ruins my fun.
Rolled another 20. Calling it.
No, I rolled another 20.
Just lie. You'll never know.
Oh.
Do you know why? Because it's not a kid, Diana.
Well,
You know
Hey,
what?
that was
Actually,
make-believe.
I have been wanting to do this for a while now. For like a long time. I was going to take a Fallout. You're driving forward towards the tab to line up with it.
oh my god! I literally just placed my dice back in my tray, to my other one, and it was a 22. Now there's 2 20s, and I rolled 3 20s altogether. That doesn't make any sense.
As you're driving up to the tab, you see out of the top where the rocket launcher, the grenade launcher used to be for sockets. You see this kid stand up, and he pulls out one of the thunder sticks. I'm going to burn a Fallout as he launches at you. He misses, because his strength is only a 9. As he hits the ground and you hit on the brakes to stop, and you stop on top of the kid. That's your complication. You have killed a child in this game. Just like every game. Diana, this is for you. Alright, moving on! Those of you that are sitting inside of this car, as it comes to a
His
stop
name
with
was
that
Skid Mark.
complication. Skid Mark is under the wheels. He is dead. Those of you that are in this car, I believe we have Maul. What are you doing?
Yep. All right. So,
Oh, shit.
this car right here is it has the what is it called? The label on it, right? Of the irreverent or the.
To the right of you in the TAV, like the rig that you guys actually came up in here that the Indignant stole, you see the Indignant's written on the side. In front of you see a motorcycle with Dr. Fracture on it as he's swinging a flamethrower around to fire it. What do you do?
Well, is he turning it towards us? Or
Yes.
Is he turning it towards
No,
the
he's
car
actually
that's in front of him? That
he's spinning it back around towards you guys.
Well, wait a second. Can I shoot at him?
You totally can shoot at him.
I didn't set. Did I actually set the turret up?
No.
This is for chat. I swear to God, I put
So
my
if I
dice
can't
down and
shoot
rolled
at him
another
with
20.
the turrets, then I don't have anything to shoot at him with.
You can get out of the car. You can go after the tab that's stopped right next to you that's providing cover. You're going to try to beat your way
That's
into
what I was
that.
thinking of doing. I'm getting out of the car, and as that flamethrower is turning up, I'm just going to take my spiked pipe and go and just smack him across the, just smack him.
So you get out of the thing. You're
Am I
going to use your free action, get out of the car, or minor action. You're able to run up to the vehicle, and you're going to try to just beat your way into the car. Is that what you're doing?
Well, wherever the flamethrower is, he's on the Fracture's on the bike, right?
Yeah, you're all moving forward. So you can try to run to the car and jump on it if you want to jump on the bike. You can do that because it's moving in front of you while you guys are moving up.
Oh, hey Blake,
you
really
wanna
quick
jump-
to let you know.
Yeah.
Too. Daniel Lanz wanted to make sure that all of your
Daniel.
kids are off to college. Donated $21 for all of us to get 10 XP.
Oh,
You guys have a
Thank you, Daniel
choice.
Lanz.
If you all would like to
Yeah.
take another salvage point instead of the XP, you can.
Oh, I'll
But you're
Yes,
not going to have a
please.
chance to spend it.
Thank you, Daniel.
Yep, Daniel Lanz.
Can
Thank
you
you.
Everybody
can you
gets a
give me a
salvage.
skill point?
No. You need, like, how much XP do you currently have?
As much as it takes to get another experience point, or to get another point.
What are you
something,
trying to go
whatever
into?
that number is.
It depends
Who
on which
cares?
one you're going for.
Whatever one.
Because it's 100 times the level. So if you're going
I
from like
probably have like
200
700 then at least.
I don't feel bad for you. No. Fuck off.
Thank you,
All right.
Daniel.
Are you jumping, Maul? Are you jumping out of the motorcycle or not? I need to know.
Damn fucking, you know what? It's the season.
Roll an
finale.
athletics for me. You jump out of the fucking car.
Athletics.
You're on top of it. You launch yourself at the motorcycle.
Yeah! Even more, yeah! Since I just bumped it. Oh, wait a second. That is 3 successes. Because I have.
Are you hitting Dr. You land on the motorcycle. You're on it. You've got a momentum. Do you want to use a salvage point for an additional action?
You know what? Since I was just given a salvage point, why the hell not?
Are you hitting
So he's gonna
Dr. Fracture or are you hitting the driver?
I'm going after Dr. Fracture. He's the one with the flamethrower, and you know I've got a little bit of a grudge against him. So as Maul just jumps on the back of the motorcycle, he just kind of goes batter up, and he's going just straight for Dr. Fracture.
Okay, go ahead and roll your 2. You need 2 successes to hit because you're on a moving vehicle that you've just boarded.
And I got it. I rolled a 7 and a 3, which is under my 12 for my melee.
Roll your damage and then roll the random hit for where it goes.
And this is 66, right? For the spiked pipe.
Yep. It's 4d6 plus your brawn, which I believe is 2.
I have a 10 on my brawn.
Yep.
But I do
Yes,
have an 11 on my
66.
athletic.
You would roll a 66 for melee if you hit him.
Okay. And I think I get to. I rolled 2 4s and a 3, but I'll get to re-roll one of the 4s. Okay, cool. It's not that good, but 2 1s, a 5, and a 6. So a total of 4 damage with 2 effects, and I do have spike. I do have piercing 2.
Roll your d20 for where it hits.
That is a 2.
You end up hitting him, and you're able to clock him across the top of the head. He's able to duck his head a little bit as it clips him, putting a big gouge in the side of his skull. He's injured. You hit him. It's cut through the armor that he's got. He's not down, though. He just starts laughing, and you see him wing the flamethrower towards your guys' vehicle. And if I remember, that's everybody.
Can I use another salvage?
Do you have another salvage point?
I had 1 salvage. I was gifted a salvage. And this is my
Cool.
last
Yeah,
shot.
if you want to hit him again, go for it.
You know what? I gotta hit him. I gotta do it. All right. Two successes. Six successes.
Roll your damage. Roll where you hit first, then roll your damage.
Okay, I'm hitting first. Oops, god damn it. God damn it.
Don't
14.
hit the right or left arm. You are so lucky. You swing down, you're able to clock him in the stomach as he falls forward. There has not been enough time for him to heal from the damage you guys did to him before. As the spike hits his chest, and he slumps
And this
over it.
is-
You look to your left, you see the driver sitting next to you. Go ahead and roll your damage. If you get more than 2 points of damage, he's dead. He hasn't
Okay,
recovered
cool.
any
'Cause
vigor.
I got 1, 1, 1, and 6.
Yeah.
Wow.
You hit him. He takes his last harm because he hasn't had any time to recover. As he goes limp on top of the motorcycle, spiking him. We're gonna roll a little thing. I'm gonna use little Fallout to roll a little dice.
How much? I'd like to do
Mal,
a
this is
Fallout
for
check,
you.
please, Trash Daddy. How much Fallout do you have? I feel like you've spent a ton this episode, and I feel like you
I've
might
spent
be
5.
tapped.
I've
Yeah, I
spent
think you
5
only
this
had
episode.
4 is my understanding when we started this episode.
Yeah, you should write this game then.
Trying.
The entire game I
Trying.
said I cheat. All right. My Fallout is a cosmetic Fallout. The driver looks at you.
Whoa.
And you see a name tag that's lifted. Like, you see this name tag on his, kind of like sitting on his chest and everything. I need you to roll an observation for me real quick. This is important.
Oh, cool. 1. Oh, wait.
Okay.
But I rolled a 19.
That's okay.
I rolled a 19
That's
and a
totally fine. As you look to your left and you, like, see the name tag that's on him, you see claws, iron hands on his shirt. And as you look down, you see that his hands are basically like prosthetics, like old military prosthetics where there's these little hooks, and you see that they're actually bolted to the motorcycle. And he's panicking while he looks at you, as you see that he's been chained
Stop it,
to
I'll
the,
let you
to the
go.
bike. Boom.
Wow.
All right. That guy's down. Claws, Iron Hands, thank you, Longshot, is currently driving this bike. Those guys are on fire. That guy fails to put himself out and rolls a natural 20, so instead of patting himself down, he tries to jump off the vehicle. And we're going to roll a 1d6 to see which way he goes. He rolls a 1, travels forward onto the engine of the car, on fire, as the front of the vehicle starts to catch fire, as this dude is fully engulfed in flames, rolling a critical 20, is starting to damage this vehicle. His visibility is cut on the front of the vehicle, and you see the fire creeping back towards the back of the car. The people in the TAV are going to try to ram this vehicle. These guys are just going to pull out of the way as they keep chasing forward. Because, of course, your characters get 5s and 6s, and my guys get 18s and 14s, which is garbage. It's back to you guys. This guy's dead.
I was laughing at Braxton and chat. I'm just gonna read it real quick. In my short time here, I have witnessed people on fire, children run over, people smacked with spiked pipes, and a dude chained to a bike and centerfold, which is Matt goes. It's a slow night.
It's a very slow Tuesday. Merry Christmas.
It's a slow night.
Can I go?
Slow night. Yeah.
Do it.
The guy has his the Santa Claus with his chains on the bike. Is that bike in front of me?
Yeah. And Maul is on it.
Oh fuck! I was gonna run him over. Okay.
Do it! Ram into it. Ram into it. Do it. Do it.
Well.
Do it.
I'm a small. Which way are you
There and I'll
facing?
go play.
Huh?
Huh?
What was that?
What did you see?
Which way is Maul facing?
Maul just beat the crap out of the guy in the flamethrower. He's like, his back would be to you.
On top of the motorcycle.
He's in the sidecar of the motorcycle. Dr. Fracture is limped over the front of the turret, dead.
But Maul is on the motorcycle. I was gonna ram it, but
Yes.
okay.
You can still ram it. He's a strong boy.
Why? We can keep the motorcycle.
Fine. I
put out the fire.
I'm going to wait.
up.
Who's gonna blow up?
The
Fire's in
entire
the fuel
front of that
tank.
car is on fire. On the fuel tank. There's a massive fire right here. You know what? Here, let me make it easy for you guys, just so you can see. I apologize. This is a trash daddy mistake. Let me fix this for you, because I realize this isn't really giving you the visuals.
I just heard.
I think you're 0. There you go. I will cheat and I'll get him back later. Don't even worry about it. There's a thing that I'm looking for. There's a thing. Portal packs, building essentials. That's not it. I think it's
we wanna
ominous
get-
overlays.
We
You
want
do.
to get this rig, don't we?
Yes.
We got to put out the
Yes, you
fire.
do.
Yes. Everyone hydrate.
Do I have?
Leo
is there
says
anything in
everyone
the
hydrate.
Malfi?
Hydrate.
Thank you, Leo.
Is there anything in the Malfini
Is there
vehicle to put out
anything-
fire?
Yeah.
Leo.
No. No.
Well, none of us have gone pee yet, so.
Do you guys need to go pee? Is that a thing?
Group
No.
urination session on top of the flame.
Done. There you go.
Fuck. What would I mean, does sand put out fire?
It does. That'd be really hard, though.
It's
Okay.
engulfed.
You could always
right?
just disconnect the trailer and try to push it away.
I
Question.
was
Main
actually
rig.
just about to say the same thing.
Yeah.
What's the chance that fire extinguishers still exist in like cabins of trucks and shit?
I mean, pretty significant for certain tribes. That tribe isn't here.
Right, but what about mine?
How many Fallout you want to give me?
One. I have one in my vehicle for
Roll a
one.
d6. Roll a d6 for me.
If he rolls a 6,
Five.
does that mean he gets 6? I
I got a 5.
fire distinguishers.
It can be used for 4 turns.
Okay.
You've got a fire extinguisher in there. It's got 4 charges built into it.
Okay.
At its current state, as of right now, with enough rolls for athletics or for engineering, you would be able to put the fire out. If the fire grows any larger, that fire extinguisher isn't going to be enough. There
How
are
many
2
people are
vehicles
on
here
the
that
back
could
of
pull
this?
this trailer.
How many
They all
people
fell
on the
off
back
when the
of this
vehicle
rig?
wrecked. The only thing
They're
up
all
there
dead
is you.
too, right? Oh, okay, cool, perfect.
Yeah, they're kicked on the
Well, then
ground
I'm
and
in
got
the
ran
perfect
over by the
spot to
tack.
put out this fire.
So you go first then.
Obviously.
Your turn.
What do you want me? What do you want me to roll to do this? Athletics, you said?
Engineering. I want you to roll
Engineering,
engineering
oh, okay.
to put out the fire. Yeah.
I can re-roll, thank God. 2 successes, no crits though.
Cool. You start putting out the top. Fire's pretty good right now.
I'm basically going from back
you're
of the
getting it put
cabin
out.
forward.
You're able to separate the area that was creeping onto the tank. You're able to kind of keep that under control. You're going to keep needing to roll successes. This is going to be what you're doing to stop the tank from catching fire.
Fine with it.
All right. Sockets. What are you doing?
Yeah, I see him up top. Was there another guy that did the other passenger guy get out of this vehicle over here?
You see him start climbing on top of the vehicle. He spent his turn getting up to the turret at the very top.
Cool. I reach into the back of the car, aim my saw, and I open fire at him.
Okay, he's within close range, I believe. So you'll need 2 successes to hit.
Oh wow. No. You're welcome, Blake. I totally missed. 14 to 15.
Cool. Bullets sail over the top of him. Lucy, what are you doing?
Well, I'm driving. I think, is Pinch
Where are you
back
driving
in the car?
to?
Has he gone yet?
Pinch is still by the front of the vehicle.
Okay,
I can't
I'm gonna
leave
say
yet.
I got out, so I'm like standing right here.
Okay. So much is happening. I don't feel like she would get out of the car on the off chance somebody tries to hijack this car if we're all three out of it. So I'm gonna let them do what they do, but I'm gonna can I move it to, let's see if this works. Nope. It's over to the right and up a little bit.
Over there?
Not letting me. There. Yeah. I want to start kind of making my way. Well, is he one of ours?
He's wearing indignant stuff. The guy right in front of you is. You want to try to crush him?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll a drive check for me.
I got a success and a failure, but it was also a critical failure because I rolled a 19.
No, 19.
You drive forward. Go ahead and roll your impact damage for me.
What is it for this? Hold on, let me go to the page for this car.
For your impact rating for this car, it is a vehicle or it's a car, so it'd be 5d6. Impact damage is 5d6.
6, 5, 2, 1.
Nice.
Yeah. You hit the dude, you crush him, and then you run into the motorcycle that's parked that the other guy was fighting from as you feel the tire crunch under the front of the car. Your vehicle that you're driving is going to take 4 damage for backlash as you kill the guy and wreck the vehicle with the complication of the other coyote driver as the back of his bike twists under the socket rocket.
4 damage?
And he just looks at you,
4.
hands up in the air, and you hear him mouth, what the fuck?
Move!
He's dead! You killed the guy.
I would have said that as I ran him over. Move! And as I'm driving it, I think I would keep an eye on Pinch and sockets. If I need to reverse and pick him up, I will.
Sure.
Has Sid taken care of the fire?
He's working on it. He's gonna need some more time to do it.
Okay. Well, I would like to start going. Since he's going to take care of it, I'm going to go to the driver's seat of the rig.
Okay.
And get ready
With
to
your
drive
minor
this
action,
rig.
you're able to kind of climb over and get over it. You try to open the door?
Yep.
All right. You grab the door.
Burning
it is
rig.
locked. You see the driver there trying to get the window down to fire at you. You see he's got a heat blanket pulled over the top of him. You see this... Inside the rig, while you're looking in the front of it, like through that window, you're seeing that the inside has been wrapped with fire blankets, and you see the same insignia that you saw in the Church of the Refined when they were picking people up from the prison. And you see him locking the door and bracing it, and you see him pulling up a shotgun as he waits for you to try to open the door.
Can I pull up my shotgun at the same time?
Sure.
I was like, I'll put it up against the window too, and we'll have a race to fire off.
You, as the heat starts coming in through the car door, there is a second where the guy looks perfect. He looks like really, really tough and like committed. And you see smoke start billowing into the cab, and you see him panic, and you feel the door start pressing open as the guy tries to get out. What are you doing?
Oh, I'll just keep it shut, and just like have my shotgun out the window and keep it. And I want to put my weight up against the door.
You're holding the door shut?
Yep.
Roll an athletics for me.
I want to look. All right. One success.
You see him start gasping for air as he's trying to open the door up as smoke starts billowing into the front of the car. And after 1, 2, which each hit, it gets a little bit weaker. The door doesn't push open anymore, and you're unable to see into the cab as it is completely filled with black smoke.
All right. I'll open it and fill him out.
Do I see him doing this, Trash Daddy?
Yeah. Oh, from the top of where you're at? Hell yeah. You're seeing him hold the door.
Look for a fire extinguisher. Bring blankets out. Do something helpful.
I'm killing the driver. Pretty helpful.
Now do something helpful.
All right, I reach in and I pull out all the fire resistant blankets and stuff he had, and I start throwing them at Sid. And I'll start.
No, don't throw them at me. Help out! Oh my god!
I'm looking for the fire hydrant. Why is everyone yelling at me? I got my hat. Why?
I'm not yelling
So we're
at
gonna-
you. I stick my head out.
We're gonna come back to you. Just because you just killed a man by having him suffocate.
Second one full season.
Sid, I'm assuming you're telling him to help you. Are you still working on
Yes.
putting out the fire on the top? Go ahead and roll an
Absolutely.
engineering for me again.
All right. I have. Ooh, I need to roll. I got 1 success. I need to roll again. I got 2 successes. No crits.
You start working on it, you're able to start putting down the top of the car. Let's go ahead and cut to sockets.
I
shot
had
somebody.
gotten out and I fired at the guy and I missed.
Perfect. Let's go ahead and cut to Alice. You're in the car. You see Maul. He's just knocked the body off the side of the vehicle. You're pulling up. What are you doing? You've killed a kid. You see the TAV driving forward, and you see the Ramrod car moving away from there.
What do you say is driving forward?
You see this car taking off, and you recognize this car from before, but Dr. Fracture isn't driving it. You see the TAV with some of the indignants in it chasing after that vehicle, and you see this vehicle slowing down, and Maul is standing on the back of it. This guy was also crushed.
I'm gonna move forward to tell Maul to get in.
Okay, drive up to Maul. Maul, what are you doing?
Unmuting first.
You are lost at words.
Maul, you gotta
I mean,
unmute first.
You're doing great, Maul.
Sorry. So, since I see that the guy has hooked hands and he's attached to the bike, he's just going to take the pipe and like try to break the hands free and kick the guy out and kick the guy off the bike.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an athletics for me.
Athletics. Yes. Okay. Athletics. Do I get a double? Then that's because of strong back. That is 3 successes.
He rolled 2 successes. You got 3. You end up like looking at the guy, and you just stick your bar under it. And you pop his hands off as you kick an amputee off the side of their rig into the dirt, and he hits the ground. As he's covered in road rash, rolling onto the ground, you see like this glint of metal fly up into the air, kicking down into the dunes, and you see that it's one of his hands. As he's off the bike, you are on the bike. The bike slowly comes to a stop.
Well, I'm now gonna hop on the bike. Vroom vroom, baby.
Okay. That's your move. Alrighty, let's go ahead and cut to top of the round. We're gonna have my guys go. Driver's dead.
Trash Daddy,
He rolled
you
a
didn't have my
19 and a
sniper
1.
shoot.
That's what I'm rolling for right now. He rolled a 19 and he rolled a 1. The 19 is going to have him aim his thing, he's like moving his sniper down towards the people that just wrecked his bike. But it's not a complication, so he's going to gauge past them. And he's going to aim at the top of the person, at the Skinner that is at the very top of the rig. Every time. Like, just fucking, he's dead. I rolled 2 2s, 2 6s, and a 1. And this is armor piercing, so the cover doesn't matter. As the guy on top of the little clown car, the little Fiat, has a hole pushed through his eye, out the back of his head, and you just see this pink mist. It's actually in time with when Sockets is firing. Like, it's this great musical number. So Sockets almost thinks that he did it, as the pink mist fires off as the last shot from Sockets go off. Fuck you.
And you
All right.
get a ride when we go to Vegas.
My guys are dead. It's your guys' turn. The tab starts pulling up after Ramrod. Is chasing it. What are you guys gonna fucking do? I'm like, here, try to put the car out. Roll another engineering for me. As you put the out at the last of the fire.
What, is he helping me this time?
I'll help.
Okay.
All right. I had a 1 and a 14, but with the reroll, I got a 1 and a 6.
put out the fire.
Welcome.
Your fire extinguisher has 1 charge left.
Perfect. I put it back in my vehicle, in my lovely mono wheel. I go, well, that went way better than I expected it to.
We're really good at this.
Is there anyone? Is my guys sitting at 1 o'clock there? Are they injured, or is their bike just messed up?
Their bike's just messed up. They were able to get out of the way. The question's gonna be, Maul, are you pursuing the people in the Tav?
I'm going to look. If I start pulling forward and I'm seeing everyone else stay behind, I'm gonna hit the brakes and turn around. 'Cause I have nothing. I can't do anything. I'm gonna stick with my team.
All right. What's everybody else doing?
So
Getting ready to drive this rig.
Yeah, I was gonna say the tire's blown out, right? That's how we got it to stop.
So the axle and everything's bent. There's additional tires and everything that are down there. It's damaged, so moving it'll move. It's just not gonna be fast. But you guys haven't had to fight it while it's moving, so you could get it back to whatever base you want to get it to. It's just gonna take a little bit of time. That's all.
Yeah, I'll hop up inside the rig. Everybody's got like a vehicle now. Pinch, you riding with me?
I was thinking about driving the rig.
You want to drive it? All right.
I think that'd be.
Yeah, you can you can drive the rig if you want to.
Got fuel in it.
You driving it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Sorry. I guess I was muted for a second.
So just so I know, are you guys heading? All right, easy enough.
Yeah, I don't want to be on top of that thing when he starts driving.
Hop inside.
Why not? That seems to be the problem.
I get in the passenger seat.
Sweet.
Oh, no, even better. I'll climb up. There's turrets on top of that thing, right?
Yeah. There are
Yeah.
two.
Don't we need to
climb up
repair
on
the tire though?
I thought that's what you guys were doing. That's what the coyotes were doing, repairing the tire. I mean, they blew
Right.
it.
Don't move the damn truck then.
I'm just getting ready to drive. I'm not taking off right now. Doesn't have a tire.
This is gonna take hours.
To change a tire?
They blew up the inner well on the tire.
The axle's
God.
fucked. This thing's gonna take a whole couple of days in real life.
Maul, come give me a hand. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
So everybody roll. Those of you working on the car, roll an engineering for me.
Yeah.
I got 1 success, even with the reroll.
Okay.
All right, I'll get out.
Can I do an observation?
Thank God.
Climbing up on top of the rig.
Yeah. Sure.
2.
Nice.
Those of you that rolled your engineering checks, as you're looking at the damage, the issue is that the driver's side of the vehicle is completely collapsed on top of the axle. The shocks are basically burnt out, and the vehicle looks like it's almost resting on top of the tire. You have a high enough engineering that you know you guys could probably shove some stuff in there between the axle and the top of the vehicle to lift it up, to hold it. You're going to have to drive it slow, though, to get it back. You're not going to be able to drive it fast. It's going to take you some time to get back to the coyotes. Otherwise, you could try to take the tanker off and just pull the rig, which is an option, but you have to leave the tanker behind. Or you could try to attach the tanker to another vehicle and try to drag it. So you got a couple options there.
Long
The
term, is it
vehicle will
worthwhile to
work.
bring it?
It just needs a new shock. It just needs welded and lifted.
Like,
Got
will
a
we
whole
have time
camp.
to repair it when we get back somewhere?
I don't know. Depends on how long you want to wait.
Can we take a shock from another vehicle?
Do you want to do it out here? You could. You totally could. You could rig something
That's
up.
up
You
to the
got
group.
2 cars that are busted. It's an option.
Yeah,
you
it's
guys
kinda
have
what
to.
I was
It's going to take
thinking.
time, though.
We're hours away from their group, correct?
You're hours away from your base. About 4 hours. If the vehicle is good, you're about 2 hours away.
I say we
So we
fix it.
doubling. And I think we fix it here. I think we risk it personally.
I agree.
We set our scouts up with sniper rifles. I'll even go out and snipe. I can have my weird tech. He can give you a hand, and I'll go out and act as a scout as well. My vehicle's fast enough to get back. Is anyone else good as a scout in your group?
I'm pretty good with wild tech.
Oh, well, then help them.
Yep.
Observation, right? If we're, or is it stealth or scouting?
Observation. You can use observation. If there's
I'm
another
alright.
skill you want to use, just tell me why it would work, and then I'll make a decision.
Can I roll
Make it
over
weird.
I had made an observation roll. I had 2 successes.
Yes, you can. It's very
I'm
important that
sitting
you
on
made
top
it.
of
You're
it.
going to need it.
Perfect.
Anybody else make an observation roll?
Observation
Me as well.
of the land.
Yeah. If you're not working on the
I'll do
vehicle,
it.
make an observation
Yes.
roll. If you're just observing, then roll an observation.
Are you kidding me? That's another 20.
I'll
One
take a
success.
Can I use my crowd security for this, for observation? Like I'm scouting to see if there's moving groups or any of that kind of... Basically, tactics.
Yeah. Yeah. You're going to get additional information from that. That would work in this
Ooh,
situation.
2 3s. Diana, do you want to borrow my dice? They're apparently better than yours.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'll use these dice in in a different game, but not this one.
2 3s.
All right. House, we're going to start with you.
Okay.
As you're looking over the horizon, you get a call on your walkie.
Be quiet.
You see,
We're trying to fix
you
this
see two
rig.
channels opening up. One is from Smiles. One is from the driver that opened up Camera Amarod. Which one do you open?
I'm going to ping the dock and say one moment, and then ping the other one.
Okay. You hear him hit up. He's like, that van behind us has got a grenade launcher on it. We just took a heavy hit. I can try to pull it away from camp, or I can try to drag it back to camp.
This is the one that just left us, correct?
Yeah, he's
Circle
like,
back.
it's faster than I am. It's either I put this in the hills and go off on foot, or I try to just blow it up. I'm not doing great. What do you want?
You can't make it back here to where we can get a shot on.
I could try. It's... My rear wheel's gone on the right side.
Ditch it. Take to the hills. We got enough vehicles. We can lose that one.
All right, we'll drag it to the prison. You, line goes dead. You just hear the engine kind of rev off.
Yep.
Tab chasing after it. All right, everybody else. As you guys are kind of looking around and everything, you see... We'll come back to that in just a moment. In the distance, you look off towards the refinery. You see this glint of silver up in the sky. Bobbing and kind of weaving way off in the distance. With your... Those of you that were in the teams would recognize this. This is a gyrocopter. I think Coyote, Sid, with your experience with the teams and then with your crowd security, reminds you of helicopters moving in scouting patterns. And it's odd because it looks like it's weaving left and right, but it's almost taking a very wide arc back and forth. It's not moving towards you guys, but you see that it's moving around different mountains and hills. And with the amount of successes you guys both got, you can see that it's almost scouting out your guys' range. As it flies towards you and then stops high up in the air. A couple zones away, you're able to kind of track where it's at.
Is it sniper range?
A little bit outside of that. It's, it almost looks like it's just observing currently. But you guys are all able to tell that it definitely came from the refiners.
Give a shit what it's doing. It needs to be shot down.
It's a couple zones away. Like, it's about 2 or 3 zones away right now.
We can calm back and forth because we still have one with Wendy's character, correct? We still have the mic.
Yeah.
I walkie-talkie back. Like, did you all see that?
Copy that. Saw it.
Yeah.
Gotta take it down.
Yeah.
Bad news.
How much time do we have? If they see us, how much time do we have? Distance-wise. You guys have the map right now, I don't.
Inch!
It's far off in the distance. Like, when you guys are watching it move, if it wanted to close the gap on you, it could. It's not moving towards you guys. You see it come within a specific range and then just stop and hover. Like, it's not flying towards you, it's not flying away from you, it's just hovering. Watching you guys. Are you working on the car here, or are you trying to drive it as is? Or are you bailing on it? What are you guys doing?
I think keep working.
I say we work on it.
How
Gotta work on it.
quickly could a couple cycles close the gap? Like the mono and like another motorcycle with the sniper, like with one of them driving, how quickly could we?
Yeah, if you wanted to go after it, if it didn't, you'd have to see how fast it moves compared to the bikes.
I know my bike.
The problem is it's 3 zones away from you guys, but it's also up in the air, so it's gonna have better visual range than you will have. Depends on what it does. You could get to where it's at in about 2 turns, just flat out, making some drive checks. But if it decides to move, it can travel in 3 axes instead of 2. You can go up.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's a gyrocopter is faster than your guys' vehicles generally because it doesn't have to deal with terrain.
Just want to get close.
You can. If you want to chase after it, you can.
I'm gonna comment.
If you
group.
chase
I'm not
after
making
it-
this decision.
Okay.
Group, do you want? Do
You think
want me
my
to go after it?
Turret could shoot
I think
that
it would also
down?
be-
The turret that's on top of the socket rocket?
Which turret is that? Is that that rifle with the car batteries, or is that the minigun that was mounted on the car?
Whichever one.
Are you taking
Whichever
time
one.
to transfer it out?
Chad, did you put that on the
You
vehicle?
guys haven't transferred it. If you want to
didn't-
change it out, you could. It's just going to take time for you to change it out. It wouldn't be able to hit it. Like, it's
I
a
don't-
pretty big penalty. This thing is 3 zones away currently. Your gun's for long range.
Yeah, I think just focus on the tire. I would keep watching. Man on a turret. Yeah.
I think
So I
I think
shouldn't
we just get
go
this done.
after. You're saying no.
I would say
Yeah,
go after
yeah.
it just to scare it away, because then they don't have surveillance on us. If you
That
get
car's
it,
not gonna
awesome.
do
If
any
not,
good
come
going
back.
there.
All right then, fine. I'll get on the mono wheel. If anyone else wants to follow, go ahead. But I'll chase it off, and if I can get a shot, great.
Okay. Who's staying and
Always
working on the
gets you
car?
working on the- I'm working on it.
Anybody else?
I'll work on it.
Okay. Anyone else? Got 2 people so
I
far.
think I'd like to go with Sid, because I'm not very good at the engineering stuff. Wouldn't really be helpful. So I think I'm a
Anybody
take
else?
this vehicle with him.
Okay.
You're gonna take the
Sockets,
car.
what are you doing?
don't want the motorcycle. I'll stay up top, keeping watch.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
Alice,
take the
what are you doing?
motorcycle instead.
I would keep watch as well.
Okay. We'll do the motorcycle side first. You guys tear off. We can actually cut out of the battle map and everything. We're not going to need it for this. You guys tear off in the distance. I need you all to make drive checks on your vehicles. We're doing a chase scene.
If I'm taking that motorcycle that was right by me, what am I using?
Just drive. You'll get a
Ooh.
+1 to handling for it.
I rolled really
I gotta
well.
look at mine here. 'Cause mine has got something special. I got 2 successes. I'm gonna haul after it. 2 successes, hauling after it.
What's your speed?
On this thing, the speed is handling 2, speed 4 if I'm going all out.
Speed 4. Wendy, you're sitting in the trike, so you'd be sitting at a speed 2. Or no, that bike's a
Because
speed
I'm
3.
turbocharged.
Or to speed 3. Was there another car chasing it, or is it just you 2?
Is there anybody else?
No, just them. The 2 motorcycles or the.
Who's sitting in
unicycle
the
and
vehicle? Is anybody riding on the motorcycle with you, Wendy? Pinch, were you riding with them?
I don't.
Or were you working on the car?
I was working on the car, but now I would
Well,
drive it.
All right. Those of you on the bikes, make another roll for me.
I rolled a 1 and a 2 earlier.
Ooh, you got
When you
a
asked us to
1?
roll drive checks the first time. 1 and a 2.
Nice.
You got an 8 and a 2, which are 2 successes.
I got a 1, a 2, and a 5.
Okay.
So
I'll
what
spend
happens is you guys
momentum.
start closing that gap. Okay, make another dice roll.
I got a
When
5.
did you want to spend momentum to make another dice roll? Do it.
Yes.
Okay.
Give me one more.
As you guys are driving, flying towards it, you see it start to angle and kind of turn a little bit. And you're able to get up to it, and rather than speeding off and running away or going straight up, you see it just sitting there. And as you're aiming up on the, as you're looking up at it, you can kind of see a body on it. Are any of you guys raising weapons to try to fire at it? As it's just sitting, hovering up in the air?
Well, I still want to know what the doc said. Because I was going to ping back to her because you said I had 2 calls.
Okay.
Did she say anything
You
as
gonna
I'm driving
fire on
out
this
here?
first? Yeah,
Sure,
she
I'll
can hit you
fire
up on
on
the
it
way
first.
out.
Yep.
Okay.
We don't own
So
a
as
gyrocopter,
you-
correct?
No.
Okay, cool. I don't
I
care
don't
if
think
You would
so.
know that the refiners would have a gyrocopter. The only group out
Shooting
here
at
that
it.
does.
Shooting at it.
Okay. It's you're gonna need 3 successes to hit at the gyrocopter itself, because it is outside of his zone of combat right now. Do you want to use momentum?
Okay. How many do we have left?
1.
Oh.
Can I decide after I roll my 2 dice? I don't know how momentum works.
No.
You have to
Momentum
decide
gives you an
before?
additional dice. You can roll an additional dice for it.
Yeah, I'm going to use it. I don't care.
Okay.
That is a 1, a 6, and a 7.
Ooh.
Nice. So
Lovely.
go ahead and roll damage for your weapon.
Right. That is 6 dice.
Okay.
I get to re-roll some of my failures. So it's a 6, a 5, a 1, a 2, 2, and I'm going to re-roll this 4. That 4 ends up being a 5.
Okay. As you fire,
6, 5, 5, 3, 3, 1.
you end up firing. You see the bullet travel forward, and you see it clip the fuel tank of the gyrocopter. And you see it dip down for a second, and then you just see how it reacts. You see him react as you're looking through. You see him just pull the fuel line for the right tank of the gyrocopter and dump it as it starts to turn and sail back towards the refiners. Losing altitude, but still traveling away. When did you want to fire on it?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my carb rifle
Okay.
on that.
How do we not
Is
own
your
a
range
rocket?
medium or long for that?
I did hit. I had a grenade launcher. Lost it.
Medium? If it's not long, it's not.
Gonna need-
If it's not. Uh huh.
You're going to need
I have
3
another
successes to hit it.
weapon.
Mine was
I had
long.
another
Would it have been
weapon.
2 then?
Well, Wendy, I did
have
give
a
you that.
Oh,
momentum.
no, she would need
sniper
4.
rifle.
She needs 4. She'll need 4 successes to hit it. Because
There's that
it's a
big
zone, it's 2
plasma-
zones away.
Super rifle.
Can I
talked
use
about.
the thing
Yes.
that Chad
It's in
gave
the
me?
car, isn't it? Do you carry it with you?
Oh, I'm not in my car. I didn't say it.
So no, it wouldn't be with you.
I didn't.
It's a big weapon. It's like a prototype to a railgun. It is weird tech.
Is it
Oh,
safe
my
to say
okay, so
this
fine.
slowed
3
it?
successes.
Ooh.
You need 4
Ooh,
successes.
I'm gonna
How
use a
many did you
salvage
get?
point. I don't know. I haven't
Okay.
rolled yet, but I'm gonna use my salvage point, and that gives me
That's
2
2
already,
successes.
right?
Go ahead and fire.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
I rolled a 7.
Can I give her my salvage
rolled a-
points?
What's your complication? Because I believe you're at, what, 19 right now for complication range? Because you're still
Yeah,
covered
and
in
then I
guts.
rolled a 20.
Perfect. As you aim and you're
I had
following
3
the bead,
successes out of the 4.
and you pull the trigger, and the bullet sparks and doesn't fire. And as you unrack the gun and you look at it, you lose a reload. So you're down 1 reload for this weapon. And there is just, there's blood and guts all over that bullet. And as you pop the mag out, you realize that in your haste to pack that mag so you can use it again, some of that viscera has gotten into the magazine. So you are down 1 reload, you're unable to file, as that thing sails off into the distance back to the refiners. And you see it fire a flare off.
Can I chase it and take another shot?
It is going to be incredibly difficult to chase it. You definitely can. If you're going full speed, you're going to start moving farther and farther away from your group towards the refined.
But they have they need time anyway, and we do not need this thing getting back there.
If he goes, I go.
Okay.
I'm not gonna let this thing get away. If we went to do a job, I'm seeing it through.
Okay. If you guys want to chase it, go ahead and drive. I need the rest of you that are back at the tanker to go ahead and roll some engineering checks for me.
Oh, can I do observation?
Sure.
No,
What the hell?
20 and a 12.
I rolled a 20 as well. What is going on tonight? And a 14.
Diana, we're not playing Pathfinder, just so you know, in case you
I
forgot.
know, I wish. Look, I'm not joking. I'm gonna...
I believe you. I believe you.
I don't get it.
Stop using chess eggs.
Might take back some fallout.
One was
Engineering,
from
what'd you
Jason
guys get?
Bowman. Thank you very much. Jason Bowman gave
I
me
got
one
2
of the
successes.
D20s.
Cool. Pinch, what'd you get?
Yep, that looks like failure.
I got a 1 success and a nat 20.
Another fallout. With 3 successes over the next... With all the bodies that you guys have, over the next hour and a half, you're able to swap out the shocks and lift the vehicle out. You see other members with you from like the Coyote Canyon. They tell you, hey, we're going to start moving these rigs out. Follow us. They radio to you, Sid. You're like, do you want us to bring them back to base? We've got another group heading out towards us.
Start going. Because we've accomplished
Right,
our
they
goal,
take off.
right? We got the rig. It's moving. We got what we need.
Yep.
Start going. And ping them to start setting the traps heading north back to camp.
Okay.
Now, if
The
I
two
remember
of you-
correctly, Trash Daddy, we decided that I have pegs on my mono wheel in case someone has to ride with me.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
Cool. Because my vehicle is faster than hers, and if we have to leave hers behind, we can.
She could ride with you, yes.
Okay.
Make your drive checks for me. As you guys are trying to chase
2 and
this
a
down.
9.
Don't be
No
Diana's
20s.
dice. Don't be Diana's
Oh wait, is
dice.
this a
Don't be
new
Diana's
one?
dice.
What is it?
I got
make
a
a new
4. I got a 4 and an 8 in its
My
drive.
drive.
I needed it below it, a 9 or a lower,
barely
right? It's
get
equal
it.
or lower, correct? Trash
Equal or
Daddy?
lower.
Equal or lower.
Yep.
Equal or lower though, or has to be below it.
Equal or lower.
Perfect. I got 2.
Okay. 2.
What do you got?
I've got a
You
1 and a
2,
5
Let's
for
go.
piloting. Rolled a 1 and
11
a 5 for
and a 12.
piloting. I've got 3. It keeps
I'll
sailing
spend my
away from
salvage.
you guys.
I'll spend my salvage. No, fuck that. No.
You're gonna keep chasing
Thank
it?
you for the person who bought me salvage, and I got a
That
3.
was Daniel Lands.
Thank
I'll
you.
burn a fallout.
I hope
You guys
that
are
fallout
still-
fails. I hope that fallout's at 20.
guys
Diana
going-
curses dice.
Are you guys gonna continue chasing it?
First it.
Basically, every time you chase it, it's about 20 minutes that goes by.
I don't
You
care,
guys are
that's
keeping pace with it. To overtake
shoot
it to
it.
get a shot, you gotta get ahead of it.
Okay.
Let's
Well,
roll
I
it
gotta
again.
get within range. I don't have to get ahead of it. I have to get within range.
Right. To get
Right?
within range, like it's yeah, you have to get within range with it.
Gotcha.
Let's roll it again.
I'm using my Star Trek dice.
Wendy, are you chasing too?
If he goes, I go.
You don't have any salvage left, do you?
Nope.
Okay.
I
Did
used
that
it.
salvage get me within range, though? That's my question. Because I got another success. That's 3.
It's not gonna get you within range.
Oh, that's good.
It's you're keeping pace with it. It beats you out. So like
4 and
right
6.
now, it's with the chasing 4 to 6. Good. All right,
Roll
you're catching
a
up to
20.
it. You're catching up to it. Let me roll.
Roll a 20.
It's maintaining speed with you guys.
I hope it hits a
Pulling
pigeon.
ahead. As you're looking into the
Pigeons are all
distance,
gone.
in
They're all
about
dead.
3 turns, you guys are going to be over by the refinery. You're about 40 minutes now away from the group
Well,
as you're chasing
but
this through the desert.
I know the refinery has other problems. It has 8 legs right now.
You do.
So I'm going to keep chasing.
Okay. Make a drive check.
I will mic you and say you don't have to follow if you don't want. We're hitting danger zone.
Danger zone. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
I feel like I should. Oh, check on my friends.
Trash there. Let me know what you get there, buddy.
2 successes. 8 and a 9.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
You've got something good.
What'd you get?
Yes!
Awesome.
Oh!
As you pull up to it, you end up cutting down into the area below it. Wendy, are you following too?
I think before he made that roll, I would have, when he radioed me, I would have turned around to go and check on my friends.
Okay, so you're going to be spending 40 minutes traveling back as they get ready to leave. House, you're able to get up ahead of it. You're able to sit down and take a
they're
shot.
leaving without me.
Well, you wouldn't
coming
know.
Back.
I told them to go because there's incoming groups.
If I would have known that, then no, I would have just stayed. I would have stayed with Sid.
Okay. I need you to make a drive check for me then if you're staying with him. Sid, you're good.
I
Just
rolled
hold
one
for a
before,
second.
but you didn't ask me for it.
What'd you
11
get?
and a 6, if I can use that one. 11 and a 6.
It's 2
I can use
successes.
it.
Cool. You're able to kind of keep up with him.
I need a
You start
12.
losing traction behind him because his vehicle's faster than yours. So as you get far enough ahead of the bike so that you can disengage Sid and line up a shot, go ahead and make a shot for me. You need 3 successes.
Wait, am I close enough with that awesome roll that I either got momentum or it's an easier shot? That was 2.
I'll give you momentum. I'll give you momentum. I'll give you momentum. You get 3 dice. You
All
get 3
right.
successes.
3 success. I'm gonna have to spend momentum because a 5 and a 4 is not enough. Although I'm a 1 and a 2 when I shoot. I got a 10. That's 3 successes.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
Oh, come on. And remember, it is a vicious, unforgiving.
I know.
Okay. 6, 6, 5, 2, 3. I'm gonna re-roll this 4. And another 5. 6, 6, 5, 5, 3, 2.
4 effects? Jesus.
For his
Go
resistance.
bullet dice. For those who
As
wonder
the
when
rig-
I'm shooting.
As you take that shot, I rolled for a resistance for his reaction. The bullet hits the rig. It starts going down. As you see it careening towards the ground, you see a flare fire off.
I'm fine with that.
And as you
Just,
look
like, stay on what
towards-
that is.
As you look over towards the Fort Refine, which is about 25 minutes away now, with how long you guys have been chasing it, you see the flamethrowers fire off the side, and you see this big dust cloud kick up from under it, heading in your direction.
Oh, I'm gonna turn, pull up next to Lucy, and be like, "Here's the deal. Your bike sucks. Get on."
Yeah, it's a piece of junk. Hop off and get on his.
Because your speed's 3, right? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm hauling. I'm spinning it. 180. Hold on for dear life. I hit the turbo. Let's rock and roll.
All right. Over the next, about 6-7 hours, you guys are all able to make it out to basically the Coyote Canyon. You're able to get the rig back. You're all able to load in. Over the next, you're basically going to have 3 days Between the radio messages that you get, the stuff that you have with satellites, you're able to get notifications from all over the wasteland of what's going on. So I need you guys to choose with your 3 time slots what you're doing. If you're gathering intel, trying to heal, or trying to fix things.
I'll gather intel.
Same here.
Okay. Gathering intel.
I'll
Both
spend
of you
one
with
to
gathering
gather up
intel,
my
go ahead
nerve.
and you'll gather up your nerve. Okay.
Yep.
Ooh, I'll do nerve. No, actually, it'd be fun to see what happens. Okay, intel.
Those of you doing intel, go ahead and roll a trafficking or an observation for me, your choice.
I would like to know what the doc has to say.
Observation, 3 successes.
3 successes, okay.
Observation, 2 successes. Out under my 11. I'm an 11.
Okay. Those of you with like your observation scores, as you guys are driving back and you're kind of prepping everything up at the canyon, as you're passing the Skinner Arena, it is much quieter than it would normally be. There's no gyrocopters passing in the sky from Fort Refined, but as you're up in Coyote Canyon, you notice that there's a big dust cloud that travels back and forth about 15 miles away over in the Barren Sea. It's not moving into the canyon, but you see it passing. And every day that goes by, it seems like it's getting a little bit bigger. Those of you that wish to recover, if you want to use a time point to recover, you'll get all of your vigor and nerve damage back automatically.
Yeah.
And you'll also be able to roll for temporary healing for a harm.
And you said we have 3 days?
You have 3 days, basically. You can use that to set up traps as well. You can use that to wait for people. Every day you're seeing more people coming in from Ravenloft. Dr. Smile shows up and she's like,
Ravenloft? We're leaving.
Raven Post. Sorry, Raven Post. You see some of them trickling in. I apologize. Raven Post. You see them. I've done this all fucking season. You see them like trickling in through the mountain passes and everything. Mm-hmm. Through at the end of the day, and first day, you see Dr. Smiles come. She's like, we had to put Mech down.
It happens.
They gave him something. They gave him something bad.
All right. Well, we're down to tech, but we've gained 2 more, and one that is good with weird tech, another one that's a good engineer. So while that's a bad loss, one is not as bad as ever.
Okay.
Sorry, Doc, that you had to help deal with that.
Is what it is. You guys see Dr. Smile start showing up. She'll start treating those of you that want help. Does everybody use 1 time point for what they're doing?
I have not. I have 2 questions. Do both of my groups signal me that they're okay? The one with the spiders and the other one, did they get out? The guy through the mountains?
They make it back. One's 2 days out. One's 3 days out. Spiders are 2 days out.
2 days out
in the hill.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, is the guy 2 days out the guy in the hill?
Yep.
I just
the
want
guy in the hill is about 2 days out.
Keep the ridges. Let us know if you see anything.
Okay.
The other one that's 3 days out, just get back as fast as you can. And then the group that came back with us, I want them setting traps on the way back since I know they're not harmed at all. Except for the weird tech, he will come with us.
Okay.
For my first day, since I'm not injured, I'll help start setting up the turrets on the rigs.
So you're gonna roll engineering for me on that.
So at least get it started while they're recovering and Dr. Smiles is helping. I get to re-roll 1. That's a 2 on the other die. A 2 and a 7. Engineering, I think that gets me him. Yes, I have 10. So 2 and a 7.
Okay. I'll actually even set up
that'll at least get them
outer
set
base.
Ooh.
Okay.
I think we leave as soon as humanly possible. Personally. Like, my group was 3 days out. I might even calm them and tell them just to head there on their own. Be safe.
Okay. Everybody else, Those of you that have, has everybody used their first time point for either recovering or observation?
Doing a vigor.
All right.
For me.
Cool. We've got full vigor then. Second time point. What are you guys doing?
Like to get rid of nerve.
If you use one time point to heal, everything's recovered. You still have trauma or harm, but your temporary health points are back.
I'll second turret. If I got the first one done, I'll start that one.
I can help.
Sure. Roll engineering.
Yeah, let's go. In case I fail. I only got one success.
That is 2 successes.
You guys are able to get it set up, and you're actually able to set up the RIFD to it. You're able to get that working again.
Sweet.
We should put that on one of our vehicles so they can drive through safely or something. Instead of a person attached to a vehicle.
Where do you think will work?
Well, one of you who's melee or close range, I think, would make sense. Someone who boards, put it on them so we don't accidentally shoot them when they're boarding stuff.
I'll take it. That's kind of my thing.
And then we have a second plate as well, right? And I look to Pinch. Pinch, what type of actor are you today?
What do you need? I can do it all.
What do you pretend to be good at today?
Okay, well, hold on. All right, I'm good at dramatic scenes. A lot of intensity. What do you need? What are you in the mood for? What do you got? What
You
role
good
do
at
you
boarding
have?
things, vehicles in case we need to, fighting people?
Oh, you need a buccaneer? Hell yeah, I'll board. I'll pirate.
I take the plate and I stick it in his hat.
Yeah.
Perfect. And I hand him a lead pipe.
Sweet. Finally.
Oh, you got a sword, actually. You don't need a lead pipe. You got a sword. I forgot. You got a sword.
I like true weapon. Yeah, all right, fine.
Well, you can have a pipe if you really want it.
Dual wield? No, that's all. The sword's good. The sword's better for me. All right.
That's all I'm doing. Anyone else got a point? I mean, what else can we really do? We're just bailing on this place. We're not staying. I guess stock all our supplies. Get all the rigs ready, fuel them up, do all that kind of jazz.
If you guys, anybody that rolls observation or engineering, basically you're either going to be setting traps to make an escape easier. Observation's going to get you more information, or you can try to like heal up and recover. It's up to you.
I'm going to spend my second one and do more observation.
Okay.
Ditto.
I did observation, but I have
What'd you guys get?
no successes.
One success.
Nope.
On the second day, and you see everybody coming in, and you're looking at your guys' rig, the one that you're able to stow. It's up and running. It's full of fuel right now, but you're going to get the point where the amount of people traveling with you, you're going to have to start making a decision if you're going to escape, who you're bringing with you and who you're leaving behind. Because they're not all going to fit on that one rig. Or if you're going to leave cars behind and all try to ride together on that one rig. And as you're talking to more and more of these people, you start hearing about Malfini scouts that are over by the refinery. You start hearing about this creature that's been roaming around the wasteland from the medical research center. And you start hearing about this giant black storm. Fire raining from the sky that's moving in from the northeast across the southern part of the country. And as you're spending the day kind of looking out into the distance, you see this black cloud, like this massive black cloud coming up from the refinery. And you see vehicles moving from it. As you hear like almost like this giant explosion miles and miles and miles and miles and miles away. And then just a fire that rages all day into the night.
How many people do we have to leave behind?
You guys have got one rig. If you want to get rid of some of the fuel in it, you'll be able to bring everybody. But you won't be able to bring all your vehicles. You won't be able to bring any water. If you want to leave roughly 50% of the people behind to kind of fend for themselves, if you have enough water and enough fuel, you'll be able to do like about a month trip to kind of get through the wasteland up to where you need to get to. If you can get another war rig and load it up with water, you'll be able to carry enough water and fuel to get at least 80% of the people out in some of your rigs. If you guys just want to go on your own, you're set.
Could my day 3 group coming back piss off the group to the south so they chase them up through the traps? Because they have a rig. And supplies. And I'm willing to risk them. Because I'm already leaving 50% of our people behind.
I will give you an option. I will give you an observation roll, actually. If you want to spend your last point trying to gather some information and try to come up with a way to get people towards you, you can use your last time point for that.
I'll do it. I haven't done anything for the last day. I'm fine with that. Can I use my command? Since it's
tactics? Get a call. You don't even need to roll for it. If you're burning a time point, you're not going to have to roll. You get a call.
Right, perfect.
Boss, we can't get in.
What do you mean?
That scout you shot down?
Yeah.
That was the Baron. The Duchess, the one that we let the spire off and everything in. The spider tore through that base.
Okay.
They took their rig and they fled. They're 2 miles outside your base right now. That cloud you've been seeing going back and forth after the refinery went up. They've only got like 4 rigs left in their giant war rig. Most of the people are dead, but I mean that's the end of it. I think it's loaded with fuel. They are
following behind them. Have they hit any of the traps that have been set up?
They haven't gone into the canyon yet. They're blocking the outside of the canyon. It looks like they're rallying whatever's left, and they're waiting for Malfini to show up before they're going to try to rush in.
I look for the rest of the group. I'll leave it hot so they can hear them. I'm not going to hide this information. I go, well, group, you got us this far as a group. I got to trust you at least somewhat, even though it's not what we normally do as coyotes. Do we want to attack this rig? And I look around to, like, all the people, like, packing their stuff and, like, getting ready to go. Because I don't think we've told 50% of them that they're not fucking going with us. We can leave now and take the people who are important and move out and call it a wash. Or if you want to risk it, we can hit this group south and maybe get them to chase us through the traps, but more people are going to die doing that. And you know Raven's Post as well as I do, and I look around, like, I'm assuming there's a bunch of elderly that are in the Raven's Post too, and kids and lots of kids and stuff like that. We can leave them behind.
What are you guys doing?
I'm just looking. I wait.
Have a conversation.
I dead silence. I just wait.
If there's kids staying behind, I'm staying behind.
I would like to get on my comms, and I would like to search through every channel to see if I can reach my uncle, who's supposed to be in this area.
Okay.
What, Grandma?
You
Not
just
your
left
grandma?
that out of the entire conversation to begin with?
Uncle.
I really don't want to deal with my family. They're
I'm
kind
gonna
of
slap the hat off your head.
I would rather
My
face
God.
zombies and an approaching army than deal with my family.
Grand Graham's kind of okay with me. My uncle Julian, big prick. Big prick. Anyway,
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll either weird tech or you can roll observation. It's up to you. What do you want to use?
All right, I'm better at observation. One, that's a good one.
Like actually good at it or acting that you're good at it?
I'm always acting like I'm good at it. That's 2. That's 2 successes.
As you're digging through channels, you end up getting a call back. He's like, "Hey, this place is a shithole. Like this is not Vegas.
No, it's no.
What are
sir,
you doing
it's not.
down here?"
You know how it is, running from responsibility and all that. Say, I have a huge favor. Call it like a nephew favor. You know, I know how much you love me. Could you possibly maybe swing by here and pick up a whole bunch of old people and children for me? Yeah, I know how Graham loves restocking the front lines of her war, and I'm just saying, there's a whole bunch of people right here. You want I'll even come back home. How's that? I'll even come back home.
I have got 4 people, like 4 seats, in the rig we brought out.
I want to kind of cover the mic and look over at Sid. It's like, hey, they don't have enough to help anyone, but they're really good at fighting. What do you think?
I look to the rest of the group. Up to you all if you want to fight again.
Everyone? I look at everyone. Yay or nay? I can just tell them to fuck off. That's also a fun thing to do to my uncle.
I think we need
We could get another rig and get everybody out. Water, fuel, whole 9 yards. 4 vehicles. We probably could get rid of a few of them if we run them through the traps. And then I'll be honest, I look at the mic. Do you have your finger off the button there, Pinch?
Yeah.
Good. We can let them die. Who cares?
Uncle. I can't just, it's still family. It's,
Is it?
Even my first gun. Also my first backhand across the face. But first gun, that was nice.
Said you're a bad actor too, didn't they?
No, they liked my act. They thought I did.
Really?
No. They hated it. All right, Uncle Julian. Listen, hey, if I die, don't tell Graham. Well, we don't want to leave all these women and children here. I'm really gonna try to lay on the guilt trip.
Yes.
But we can't just leave these women and children here. I guess we'll just have to stay here and defend them. Oh darn. Oh well. See you later. Click. I just want to turn it off. All right, we'll see if that works.
Oh goodness.
So are you turning it off, or are you just letting the line go dead?
Probably tell him who to attack.
Oh, he'll be back. He's gonna call right back. He's gonna be pissed when the Prince of Anaheim just dies in some fucking desert.
All right. So that happens as you turn everything off. What's everybody else doing?
Contemplating.
Well, I guess we should start setting up a defense and some traps.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I'd help with that.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Last day. As you guys set traps and mines everywhere. You guys are healed from your vigor and your trauma. You still have your harm or your trauma, but your vigor and nerve is all healed up. We get prepared for about the 4th day. And as you guys wake up in the morning, turret set. You've got vehicles and people that have guns all prepared. Here, let me actually even give you some of your forces. Because you guys had pretty good rolls from people being able to help. Any vehicles that you guys have that you'd like to drop down, you can as well. Then you've got grab your vehicle real quick. I apologize. Give me 1 second.
Are we gonna survive?
No.
No.
Probably not. It'll be fine. That's what we're going to do. Just because I think this makes it a bit more fun. On the start of that 4th day, over the hill, you guys see a bunch of these cruisers loaded with miniguns and flamethrowers, and this giant war rig barreling towards you. And as you're preparing, you're taking that breath, and you have the people that are stuck behind you, hoping that they're going to survive, that they're going to actually get out. And you have snipers lining up on the top of the hill, and you see all the mines that are prepped in the dirt, and you see the vehicles driving over the top of them. You see the first explosion go off, throwing one of the taxi cabs. With that, We're gonna save it for when we come back. We're gonna end it there. Because that feels like a good spot.
Right before the Battle of Helm's Deep.
Oh.
Yep.
That's perfect timing. Jeff Jill just followed. Thank you, Jeff Jill.
Guys, well done.
Oh.
We didn't die yet.
Hey, our
No,
characters
you guys are
didn't
doing great.
die.
I feel like Trash Daddy's failing.
I am terribly
Because
so.
he didn't kill us. You tried. Your best mutant.
I did.
Couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it.
I demand
At
fire
all.
eating.
Hey, what was the number 7 for?
Yeah.
You said remember the
Number
number.
7.
I remembered it.
I did. The
written
skill,
down.
the damage that the troll does is 7d6. And his roll to hit is under a 17.
Oh.
What?
Yep. And he is currently tearing through one of the groups that are out at the prison camp as it is traveling across the wasteland on a warpath, flanked by a bunch of revenants.
That means we did a
But
good
you
job.
guys are on the other side of the hill.
out.
You're set.
Yeah, we're
You guys have
good.
been good.
We did the perfect thing.
Man, fuck that troll.
Let the beast out and let him kill everybody. Yes. Yes. that's
The
ticket.
White Walkers are on their way. They have a cave.
Perfect. Alrighty, guys. So first and foremost, I know it's kind of a weird place to end, but I think it'll be more fun if and when we get to come back. I think this is a good moment to kind of just process what's happened.
It lets people demand.
Think
just to
about
come
it.
back.
We should probably come back. All right. Those of you, did you guys all have fun?
Yes.
I didn't die.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I got to shoot down a
Nice.
helicopter.
Dick.
Yeah.
It's my favorite vehicle in the whole game. Had the funnest
Yeah.
stats built into it.
Just don't care.
Just fuck.
I wanted
So-
to steal one like 6 episodes ago.
Can't have
No
it.
one
Shoot
wanted
it down.
Yeah. There's only one. There's only one of the whole game, and you killed it. So, guys, you all get 500 experience points.
700 experience points.
Thank you, Trash Daddy.
1,500.
510.
You guys also,
'Cause we got-
each of your characters get a trait. There's only one trait that really matters, which is the one that I'm going to give out right now. For Sid, you get dementia. That's your trait.
What? Why?
Don't worry about it. Anyway,
I'm not old.
PTSD. We'll give you PTSD instead. I'm joking. You don't get any traits.
I mean, yeah,
guys.
that is 100% true.
Right? If you guys want to go ahead and give a shout out to your favorite character for your favorite part of the game this evening, give out 50 XP.
The bravest person. Lucy came with me, so I'll give it to the bravest person.
Hey. And I'm
Wanna give
gonna
mine
give it
to-
right back.
We could have died. That was
Go
like a
ahead.
one-way
Go ahead,
trip
Alice.
waiting to happen.
Yep.
I'm gonna give mine to Matt for getting his hat back.
Thank you.
Hell yeah!
Nice.
Pinch.
Fuck yeah!
Mine is going to Sid. My don't tell Chad, but possibly my new ride or die.
Ooh,
Don't tell Chad.
hell yeah.
Very cool.
Sorry, Chad.
I'm taking 50 from Lucy, and I'm giving it to myself. I'm gonna toss mine over to Maul. I'm tossing mine to Maul. He took out Dr. Fracture. And going right in
That's
that
true.
giant hole that I shoved in his gut when I shot at his ass for stealing my buddy. So yeah, take it, Maul.
Well, I'm going to give mine to the Revenant bait. Our little sockets there for come get some. And then mowing down some Revenants in the hallway.
Oh, amazing.
I'm gonna give mine to Frank House for those double ones.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
What about my like 2020s tonight?
We'll
I
take
don't want
yours
to
and
talk
give it to everybody else.
Well, we don't want to to do it again.
For rolling like absolute garbage, anybody that rolled like a more than one complication take an additional 50 XP. Thank you for letting me have some fun.
My opening scene when I came on was a 20 and a 3. It was a horrible opener when I started.
Right?
Oh my god.
We had a round where everyone got a nat 20. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was bad.
Really?
Like this coming into this episode, I was like, I need to pull some punches, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, why the fuck did I think that? I don't know. There's goddamn 6 of you. Jesus.
6 is a lot of people.
Man, this has been a dirty 2 months. Garbage. Just trash. What'd you guys think? Like, actually, no, let's start with this. What are you guys all doing? What are y'all doing in your, like, free time? Talk to chat. Tell them what's going on. House, we know you're busy. House. Nobody cares, all right?
It's free time. Oh my god.
House, what projects you got going on? What's new?
I'm
What are you
everywhere.
doing?
I literally had 8 shows this week, which was amazing. I got to play with Beetle and Grimm. I got to play on DAT twice this week. I was on Norse Foundry. I was all over the place. But for what is coming up, the most important things is Monday, we have Duskfall Syndrome. I think 2 characters might eat it during this episode.
It ain't mine.
Because they took what was known as the beautiful white stone, or bright stone, that was all white marble, and made it rain blood in the city, and it's all stained, and everyone is upset. Yeah, it's horrible. And then I will be at GaryCon. So if you're a local Midwest or you're making the trip out, I'll be at GaryCon Thursday through Sunday. I'll be hanging out with the Norse Foundry guys, along with a bunch of just fans and friends of the shows that are going to be there. But you can find me everywhere. Eric Frankhouse Presents. And no, my name is not for hot dog vending, Leo Scott. Nice try. I am an amazing cook, but it's not hot dogs. I'm so sorry to disappoint your ballpark ass. Ballpark Franks. Come on, man. You guys don't have ballpark Franks by you?
God.
They're so good. They're the best. That's the dad joke we've all asked for.
You're welcome,
I'll go
Trash
next.
Daddy.
Oh. Trash Daddy. Well, I am Dustin Szany. I am one half of the movie couple with my beautiful wife, Wendy Lee Szany. You can find us over at YouTube at the Movie Couple channel. Every Wednesday and Saturday, we stream our Movie Couple live at 2 o'clock. Come check us out. I'm also on Twitch. You can find me at twitch.tv/Darth Szany. And of course, you can also find me here on Saturdays. Well, it was Saturdays, but now tomorrow we have our season finale of Voyage of the Siren Song, or as Trash Daddy likes to call it, Not Waterworld. And I'll hand it over to one of my our first mate, Mr. Restrepo.
It's me! Thank you. I'm Diane Restrepo. You'll find me on the Norse Foundry on Monday for the Dusk Ball, and then tomorrow on Siren Song, along with some of these other crazy people in here, Dustin, Adam, and Wendy, not Blake. And then, yeah, that's all I got going on. Sorry, Blake.
Rude. Rude.
Oh, sorry, give it to Adam.
Yeah, I'll toss it to I'll potato it and chuck it over to Matt.
Oh, just kidding. And then you can find me socials at DianaRush3. I apologize. I send it over to Matt, who I'll see on Monday night for our Norse show. Go.
And on that show, I will be killing everyone and saving the day like I always do. However, you can reach me at PW Monster Hunter on Twitter, Pro Wrestling Monster Hunter with a little underscore in between each word, where you can watch me battle the largest wrestlers in the history of mankind, being my short, scrawny self. Also, I'll probably get high and make a whole bunch of dumb videos, so you can see that all week. You can catch me on #AP, where my wife Athena and I, who is also a pro wrestler, will be doing our tag team challenge. We are looking into our new D&D show, and oh god, a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm not going to tell. Anyway, all right, back. Wendy, take it. Do you have anything to
add? Let's see. We've got we figured out on next Monday. we have figured out how much a Franklin costs on the dice is right, but apparently there is more, and because I tried to free the town and it didn't work because my wish was apparently too long. So I didn't know there was a restriction on wishes. So find out how that happens, or if I just screwed my entire adventuring party group. For socials, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff at Wendy Lee Szany, just my name and the movie couple. And tomorrow night at Not Waterworld, 6 p.m. PP, right here on the Dano. Take it away, Adam.
Yeah, as everybody said, Blades in the Dark on Monday, Voyage of the Siren Song tomorrow night, Blake, season finale. We do not have Avatar coming up this week because Frank House, Monica, and Justice are all 3 gone. They're going to be at Gary Conn, so Avatar will be back for the following week. Shambhala has their season finale next Friday, and then when he was talking about the final episode of Dice is Right, will be coming back after that week. And then Avatar still has a couple other shows after that, but be on the lookout for socials and stuff. Jared and I are scheming in the background for some stuff to happen.
You guys going to Disney World? That's what you do when you have a big break, right? I'm going to Disney World.
But that break, that means you need time. It means you need time. I don't have time. You don't have time. I don't have time for stuff. But then also, Diana and I are going to start, we got some more cooking and stuff that we're going to be doing over on our Alex Road channel as well, too. Been a blast. It was lots of fun. And Trash Daddy, take us home.
So,
take us
guys,
home
first
tonight.
and foremost, I don't wanna. Anyways, this has been fantastic, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of the nonsense, this garbage that we came up with. 2d20 is a weird system. I should not be in charge of anything, and these players are relatively well. They did a very good job. I hate them. As far as projects go on for me, I'll be taking a break from streaming for a bit as we get our new house in order. But I do have a project I've been working on. I've been working on a sequel that's like kind of a secret for Siren Song. It streams normally from 2 a.m. to about 5 a.m. on the DAT network. It's called Mermaid Murder Party. And it is a show all about dealing with the problems that come from Siren Song. Not Waterworld is garbage. Thank you for tuning into Kings of Dirt. We appreciate you here. And Diana.
Yes.
We're going to be rolling resistance rolls for the next 6 months. I hope you're ready. Addiction's hard. Good luck.
I have a bullet. It's way cheaper.
Oh my Whoa, rude.
Could just become an actor. We're always addicted to something.
I mean, this is true. I am an actor.
There you go.
All right.
Alrighty, guys.
Bye,
Thank you so much for tuning in.
Love
Y'all have a
you
wonderful evening.
guys.
We'll
Good
see you
night.
later.